Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome to Game Night here at Heavy Cardboard. Teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx. My mic has fallen off. We'll fix that in a bit. I am your host, Edward Euler. Happy to be joined by some friends of mine.
Martin.
And James.
All right. Hey, we got a new guy. Thanks, PAX East. So, James, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you so much. I am thrilled to be here and excited to play.
And the studio is way smaller than it looks on TV, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, so tonight we're busting out a three-player game of Through Ice and Snow, designed by Fernando Eduardo Sánchez and published by Two Tomatoes. Now, Two Tomatoes also kindly sponsored tonight's stream, as well as provided us with this prototype of the game. So big thanks to Alex and everybody over at Two Tomatoes. So with that said, a couple of caveats. The Kickstarter went live today. They're killing it. Like, it's already, it funded inside of an hour. If you are interested after the stream tonight, link down below, go check it out. Have at it, right? Secondly, this is a prototype. All graphics, all rules, all components, everything is subject to change. In fact, I can guarantee you the components are going to change because they're very small on our copy. I was going to change them out, but they actually show up pretty well on camera. So just know that they are very tiny, but they're going to be bigger in the final edition because prototype. Yeah, also, my voice got wrecked at PAX East. I'm not sick. COVID tests have been negative, just wrecked. I did a lot of talking. Well, we played this a bunch and other games there as well. So, yeah, welcome everybody watching live around the world as well as after the fact. So, if y'all are ready, I assume y'all are ready.
Ready.
All right, let's go ahead and get into Through Ice and Snow. And before I do that, I will try and fix my mic. So, a moment. Fixing.
Do you mind if we snag some rifles and wood and dynamite?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do that while that's going on.
I think we start with 4 rifles.
Mimic mine.
And 3 wood and 3 dynamite.
That's dynamite. There we go. Sorry about that. Hopefully that should fix the old mic issue. All right. We are a 19th century Arctic expeditioner, or we are on a 19th century Arctic expedition. The expedition consists of several ships, and each of us, this is the expedition. However, each of us is going to be a captain of our own ship on or within the expedition. Our common goal is for the expedition to conquer the Northwest Passage. So we start here, and we want to arrive in North America there. This is not a co-op. It has no aspects of cooperation. Just we are on a group together trying to get there, okay? Throughout the journey, we're going to take actions that increase our reputation, which is AKA victory points, as you can see on that track over there. Those can include exploring and mapping new territories. At the beginning of the game, this quarter of the board is the only board that's going to be here. These other 3 boards are not going to be there. They're going to be off screen. But as we explore, more boards and more options are going to become available for all the players. Then we're going to document unfamiliar Arctic species. So there are going to be different species that we've never seen before. And better yet, they're in Spanish, so we have to translate what they are as well, whatever name we choose to give them, if you will. I'm having fun with that, obviously. And then we're possibly going to construct shelters for future expeditions, because we're thoughtful folks, and we may give up food, because we're thoughtful folks like that. And you know what? Food's plenty at the beginning, so you have plenty to go around until you don't. Additionally, each player has an individual objective assigned to them by the patron who financed their individual ship. And those are going to be in these cards as well. Those will grant additional fame, aka victory points, upon successful completion. Once the voyage is completed, whoever has the most prestige points wins the game. Provided the expedition was successful. If we don't make it there, we die and nobody wins. It ends in a draw. So yeah, keep that in mind, all right? So what is it y'all are looking at out here on the board? So we actually have the exploration board, but as it is, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these 3 boards. Now they are double-sided in our version, but I'm sure they're going to be something like that when the actual game is produced. So we don't know how that's going to be, although the leader of the expedition will have we'll have decisions to make as we explore out here. So we have the exploration board here. Then we have the action board. The action board consists of essentially 3 different columns headed by one of the 3 officers on our player boards, which then brings us to our player boards. Our player boards are going to track everything that has to do with our individual ship and our individual ability to do things. It has our crew, it has our individual supplies, it also has our sled and our sled dogs here, as well as tracking our health, our morale, and our fuel, which will be, it starts symmetric, it very much changes throughout the game. We have the victory point track or prestige point. We'll probably call it the victory point track here. These spaces down here are only available and only open in the last round of the game. I'll talk about them, well, when the time comes as well. Then we have different decks of cards. We have ship upgrades. Apparently a couple of these are going to be stretch goals, which have since been unlocked, so yay y'all. So we have ship upgrades here. But then we have 2 different decks depending on whether or not we explore via coastal or whether we go the safer but less exciting high seas route. We have some endgame goals for being able to explore various places on the map with that deck of cards. This is going to give us additional starting resources, as well as that endgame goal that I read about earlier. And then finally, the species and the hunting, because we're going to need meat and food as we go along. So that's everything that you're looking at, but how do you play through ice and snow? Well, the game takes place usually between 7 and 12 rounds. And
It fell on your lap.
we will fix that again. A moment. Sorry about that, y'all. Don't want it to be all staticky for everybody.
I'm excited to play this again tonight. I had fun when we played it at PAX East.
I hope you're going to be a little less devious this time.
He won't be, just to let you know. And on that note, it is possible to circle the drain. And what I mean by that is, if you were too greedy, if you were too, oh, I'm flush with all of stuff, and then you're a little bit more frivolous on the front end, you can have a very miserable expedition, which thematically makes a whole lot of sense, and I actually appreciated that. So with that said, how do you play through ice and snow? So the game is broken up into essentially 3 different phases within each turn. The first phase is going to be the navigation, which is the expedition leader. We're going to go and going to choose a direction that we're going to go and take care of some upkeep stuff, which could be minor or could be very significant depending on whether or not, I don't know, morale is dropping and there's a mutiny, or maybe scurvy has hit your ship, or maybe you're running out of fuel, but we'll see how that goes. Then the action phase, which is the meat of the game. So it's an action selection game, so everybody starts with 6 workers. There are 3 officers, and there are 3 ship's crew, if you will, and those are going to be able to go out here, worker placement-esque, to be able to take various actions. We're going to be taking one action, going around and around and around clockwise until we're all out of workers, or we choose to pass. But realistically, it's going to be when we're all out of workers. After that, there's going to be a boarding phase, which is pretty simple. It's basically a prep phase for the next round. Rinse and repeat until we've made it to the end of the map. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how navigation works. So if you take a look first at my player board, so on my player board, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to determine who the first player is. So we'll randomly assign that at the beginning of the game. Whoever has the ship's wheel, they will be the first player. So for argument's sake, let's say I ended up. Otherwise, it will go to whoever went to that spot up there they will be the expedition leader. In lieu of that, it does not move clockwise. Instead, it is going to be whoever has the most dynamite, because power. Boom. So whoever has the most dynamite. If tied, it's clockwise from the existing expedition leader. Okay? All right? Cool.
And you must have dynamite in order to be
The captain. You have to have a minimum of one. Correct. After that, then players have to, or the expedition leader, I should say, has to determine the destination. So the destination is going to be, well, it must always move in the direction of travel. So we're always going to be moving either up or to the left or down, but gradually in a western direction. So as you can see at the beginning, we're either going to move to this place, and if the entire circle is not on the map, the expedition leader is going to choose one of those boards. So, for instance, they will choose either this board or that board, like so. If they choose here, they won't do it because obviously it's all on their board. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to take one of their dynamite and they're going to place it in that location. So there, hey, we're going to be moving there. It's called breaking the ice, okay? There is a situation in which multiple dynamite will be needed. Anytime you see these red lines like so, it's going to be one for the destination, and then it's going to be an additional to get through that spot right there. So if, for instance, we were already here in our, better check that, we were here, and I was the expedition leader, and I say, hey, we're gonna go there, it's actually going to cost me 2 dynamite, like so. You might be asking yourself, as the expedition leader, am I required to have 2 dynamite? And the answer is absolutely not. You must have a minimum of 1. What happens if you don't have enough? Well, let's say I only had that one that went out there. That's okay. Because then the player to my left gets to be a team player and put out a dynamite and throw it out there. And what happens if Martin doesn't have enough dynamite? Hey, James!
I got you.
You get to be a team player and throw out some dynamite. And you might be asking yourself, what happens if James doesn't have enough dynamite? We freeze and die and the game is over. Don't let that happen. Because exploring the Northwest Passage, theoretically, is hard. So, there we go. Anyway, 2 dynamite, otherwise it's 1 dynamite. Okay, that makes sense. Pretty straightforward in that regard. But as it is, let's say it's like so. Then, after we've chosen a destination like that, we are then going to have what's called attrition. Nobody really has fun on this trip, let's be clear. So everybody, not just the expedition leader, but everybody, their health is going to drop 1 level, and the morale is going to drop 1 level because, oh my God, it's cold, this sucks. So there you go, everybody. So again, drop, drop, drop. You might be asking yourself, what happens when we hit the scurvy spot? Well, let's have some fun with this, shall we? And by fun, I mean this sucks really bad. What's going to happen, you'll notice, first off, that these are kind of a little bit more bolder victory point spots, whereas these are a little bit fainter. This is going to change. I've already been assured of this in the final version, so they're a little bit more obvious. But that said, the lighter ones like this, you lose those points immediately. I mean, you had to figure something. There's a reason we're starting with 10 points, right? Okay, so first off, scurvy, you lose a point. Then what happens? 2 of your crew aren't available that round because scurvy. Yo, dog, have more vitamin C. So that's bad, but that's okay. It's okay. But if you were there and then, attrition is going to happen every round. You drop 1 of each. Okay, that drops in. Oh, God, it's a skull. What's that mean? They died. So if you have scurvy, okay, 2 are sick and in the infirmary for the round. If it moves to the skull spot, well, you're going to lose 5 points. And then, hey, one of these guys, he gone. And then you move back to the scurvy spot. However, Fernando was not completely cruel, and you do not do that in addition to the death. No, the death was punitive enough. So we're just going to do that. But if you don't fix it, well, they're going to die again next round. Well, probably, somebody else, not that same one that died. And no, you can't get them back. So keep that in mind. Death is, permanent. Mutiny. If your morale drops too low, what happens with mutiny? Surprisingly, not as bad as you would think. So everybody starts with 25 food here. Mutiny says one person or one food per person rounded not in your favor, aka age of steam. So with 6, you're going to lose 3 food for a mutiny and the 1 point. If you had 7 rounded not in your favor, that's quattro, so you would lose 4 food. And that happens, again, what happens there? Oh yeah, somebody died of starvation. Or, I guess, maybe boredom? Okay, nonetheless, somebody dies, lose 5 points, they're gone for the remainder of the game. Don't let that happen. Okay? But anyway, that's attrition. Any questions on that?
I think it's going to happen.
Oh, it's at least those are going to happen. And obviously, wherever your markers are, you're going to get those points at the end of the game. Okay, so that's attrition. Next is going to be navigation. Well, I mean, you already navigated to a spot, but what that is actually these cards here. And what that is going to be, and we'll shuffle these up before we get started, you have 2 options. You can either travel the high seas, a little bit safer, not so bad, right? Or you could travel closer to the coast. And doing so is going to cost more fuel because, you're having to navigate around stuff as opposed to just chilling, literally, out on the high seas. So what happens in that case? Well, everybody is going to lose 1 fuel. Because, again, I might be expedition leader, but we all have our own ships. So we all lose 1 fuel baseline. However, if it's coastal, we're going to lose 2 fuel total. So it's 1 or 2. Okay, easy enough depending on where it is. Immediately following spending the fuel, if you were in this window, hey, good news. Oh, we got plenty of fuel. Woohoo! Morale jumps back up. So if you're down here or whatever and you end up, okay, you're right here and you're like, you know what, we're going to go cruising on the high seas so that we get our attrition or our morale back up. That's okay. Also, any action or anything that happens to where you're going to drop down into the scurvy or into the mutiny spot in any other step other during attrition, it doesn't come into play, so keep that in mind. So that's the good news. So navigation, whoever the expedition leader is going to say, hey, either it's going to be high seas or coastal. Now, these happen to be really nice things. These are additional worker placement spots for a given round. These are 1 round only, but just to give an idea, holy cow, I can't imagine getting extra fuel. Theoretically, there are some negative things. You know how I know this? Our last game was horrible for us. Here we go. Lose 2 fuel and then potentially more fuel. They're horrible actions. All of these events are terrible as a general rule, but you wouldn't think so seeing that, but take my word for it. They are. So whoever the expedition is, if they choose coastal, they'll flip one of those. If they choose high seas, they'll flip one of those. And that'll be universal, affecting everybody there. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right, good. Then, after that, then we get to do hunting. Hunting is, hey, in a 3-player game, we're going to go ahead and bring out some cushy, blubbery little animals out here for us potentially to hunt. And then, depending on the location of where we are, and you'll see here on Baffin Island, it shows that there are 3 species for us to discover. So those are going to come out. That would be the common tern, the gulo gulo, which I think is a better name than wolverine, but I digress, and muskox. I think muskox. We'll go with it. So those are available for us to discover as well. All right? So that is the navigation phase. Basically, who's the expedition leader? Put out some dynamite, go, turn out some events or an event, and then throw those cards out like so. Easy enough, good, Awesome. Any questions? No, moving on. Then we have the action phase. The action phase, well, everybody has one you know what? Let me show everybody this a little bit more in detail. Everybody has one captain, a carpenter, and if I were a carpenter, and you were a lady. Anyway, scientist. By the way, is that reference like, is he calling his girl like not a lady? Like, is she just some crude woman? Or does he mean like carpenter or in lady like a princess, like a lady, like Lady Diana? I don't know. Anyway, we all have a captain, a carpenter, and a scientist, and then 3 crew. So in other words, we have 6 workers. However, those are very specific. There's a red, a yellow, and a green worker. So, what are the actions, you might be asking yourself? Well, captain-centric ones, carpenter-centric ones, scientist-centric ones. Pretty straightforward. And then this is open as the pity spot. I have nothing better to do. That spot for everybody. So let's go and take care of the captain actions going first. So the first one is lead. Hey, you're going to be the expedition captain or expedition leader next round. Boom, done. Worker placement, once it's blocked, it's blocked. There is one caveat for that first spot, though. What that is, if you are the expedition leader currently, for your first action, you are not allowed to go there. Anybody else can go there. If they choose not to do so, then on my second action, and I still have my captain available, then I can go there. Basically, you can't keep everybody from being able to go there. Make sense? Good. Moving on. Yep. The second spot, moving on our way down, is the explore action. The explore action says you must send your captain and 1 crew. To be clear, a crew is not your captain. So it could be a carpenter or a scientist to go with your captain. Seems less efficient, but maybe you want to for whatever reason. But you'll notice the first one to go there costs 2 workers, captain and 1 other. And then obviously, if you were the second one to go there, it's a little less great. So it's captain and 2 ship's company there. What do you get for that, you might be asking yourself? Well, you're going to get some number of points based on your exploration level, and then, thankfully, morale. So, let's take a look at our player board again. The morale, okay, we beat that over the head pretty well, but your exploration stuff is going to be here. It's your sled level and your dogs. So, at the beginning of the game, everybody has a sled level of 1 and 3 doggies. How many points are you going to get? Wherever the highest is that you have dogs filled with that. That's going to be 3 points. Cool. If I had a sled level of 2, that would be 3 points. But if I had, let's say, another doggo, that'd be, you guessed it, 5 points. But let's say my sled level is exceeding, like I'm great at sledding, but I ain't got the dogs to do it. You know how many points I score? I score 5 points because intersect. It's still going to be 5 points for that. Okay? Easy enough? That makes sense? Good? All right, cool. Moving on. All right. So, let's put that back so I don't cheat, because I will forget. All right. So, the next action spot there is going to be visit the Inuit. Sorry. So, the Inuit, the native folk up in that area, it requires 3 crew members, so obviously a captain and 2 other peeps, and you're going to get 2 fuel and a doggo. Cool. That's pretty much the only place you're going to be able to get doggos. So keep that in mind. All right. We're going to skip the next one and we'll come back to it. But the last one there is recruit Inuk. All right. So what's the word Inuk? Well, Inuit is plural for the native, or the natives up there, and Inuk is singular as opposed to moose and moose. It is Inuit as a general people, Inuk for a single. Keep that in mind, all right? So we will try and be respectful of that. And when you go there, you are going to place 1 Inuk up there like so, because you will get an additional worker, a permanent additional worker. But you don't get them until the next round. So in the final edition, they'll probably have something here that shows that you put him right there. Okay, you'll get them when you retrieve them at the end of the round. And obviously the bottom spot is less good, but you still get 1 later. Okay, I mention permanent because if people die, you know who ain't dying? The natives, because they know how to survive. Kind of makes sense. I think so. So permanent, never. Always will have to pay upkeep for them too. More workers, good. Until you got to feed all the mouths. Keep that in mind. So that is the captain actions. Next, we have the carpenter. So as you could see, you know what? Before we do that, we'll actually go ahead and talk about this. This, and this are identical mechanically. It's just the benefit of what you get is going to be a little bit different. So place your captain or your carpenter or your scientist, whatever it may be. Place any one resource. What are the resources? There are 4 resources in this game. Dynamite, wood, so dynamite, wood, rifles, or doggos, okay? And then when you do so, you're going to get 1 dynamite, 1 wood, 1 rifle. That's pretty simple. It goes into that spot. Why does that matter? So as we place things out there, so let's say somebody has come and placed a dog in a previous action like that, somebody played a rifle there, and they got dynamite. Well, on subsequent actions, somebody can come on down here, and one thing they can take per worker that they place out here, well, that's a captain, can take either the doggo or the rifle. If you place 2 workers there, one of which must be your captain, you can take both. If there are 5 things there, you can place 5 workers there and take all 5. You get the idea. What you can't do on the bottom is the top part, which is the dynamite. You can't give up something to get dynamite. Only you're taking what's there, and you choose how many you wish to take by how many workers you place there. So again, that's going to be the same, except the base of wood and rifles. That makes sense? Good, moving on. The carpenter spot. The top one up there is building a cabin. So building a cabin is going to get you a base of 5 points, and then 1 point for every food that you choose to give up. So each expedition spot out here is going to have a spot for a single cabin. Not an arrow, but a cabin, because, a lot of snow, so, makes sense for the roofs. So placing a cabin there is going to get you 5 points, and if you wish to, give some food up, you start at 25 food, you only got to pay 6 a round for each of your people. You're good for 4 rounds. Or not. But you could give, 6 food and score an additional 3 points. That'd be 8 points, etc., etc. However you wish to do that. Obviously, you can't spend more food than you actually have. Okay? All right, that's building a cabin. The next spot, I should also point out, it costs 2 wood. Why? Because you're building a cabin. Okay. Next one, building a sled. Well, you're building less wood than a cabin, but still 1 wood. And you get to increase your sled value. Your sled value, again, that moves this from there, etc., etc. Okay? All right. In addition to that, if you have an Inuk, or you have maybe multiple Inuit, then you may, in lieu of placing your carpenter, the natives know how to build sleds. Not cabins, apparently, but they do know how to build sleds. So there you can use an Inuit or an Inuk in addition to any one of your workers to be able to go and build a sled. Moving on. The next space is going to be upgrading your ship. So upgrading your ship, pretty simple. You're going to spend some number of wood, and again, you can see pretty straightforward. And then you can do any of the upgrades. The upgrades are right here. They're either draw 2 event cards, pick 1, maybe some victory points, maybe that death doesn't happen when you hit this spot. Instead, it just bounces back to scurvy. Some events won't hurt you. You can use regular crew as a scientist or as a captain or as a carpenter, etc., etc. And those are going to cost anywhere from 1 up to 5 wood on them. So obviously you have to have it to be able to spend it. Okay, good, easy enough. We've already talked about this one. The next one is going to be obtaining wood. It costs 1 fuel to do so. That fuel drops on down. And you might be asking yourself, what happens if I end up down here? Well, this spot, or I should say these spots, only matter if when you spend fuel for the expedition during navigation, will you lose any one of those resources back to the supply? If I spent 1 fuel to get down in there for the obtain wood action, I will not lose those. That makes sense? Okay,
Yep.
good. And I will double back and talk about what happens if you don't have enough fuel later on. But in the meantime, spend 1 fuel, spend 1 carpenter, and any number of workers, and get 1 wood for every person that you sent there. Easy enough. Moving on to the scientist side. The scientist side says scientist and a worker, and then you can grab any 1 species card. And again, those species cards are any of these up here. You're going to take them, and there's going to be some possible. Sorry, let me try that again. Whenever you do so, you're going to immediately score 5 points if it's a new species that no player has already acquired. So if somebody has already discovered the Wolverine, you just get the Wolverine and you don't get any points. But you might get some stuff if you need to eat them later, but I digress. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. All right. So, but that says you get to take any one of the available cards. These do not replenish until the next round as we move along, because there's only so many species discoverable in a given spot. But let's say you don't want to discover something. Instead, you want to go out and kill something. You want to hunt for food. Well, good news. That's where you come in, these 2 spots. In a 2 and 3 player game, obviously that spot is unavailable, as you can see. Place either a scientist or an Inuk and some number of workers to be able to get some number of food and some always 2 health. So health, good, because, scurvy happens. The number of crew that you're going to spend, or I should say exhaust for this round, is going to be shown right there. In our case, it's 2 or 3. I think those go up to as high as 5 and down to as low as 1. 1 being either an Inuk or your scientist. You must also have that number of matching rifles. You do not spend the rifles. You only need to have the rifles. And when you do, you're going to get some number of food, in this case 8 or 12 respectively, and gain 2 health immediately. So, we can eat, yay, awesome. And then when you do so, that card's going to get discarded, and obviously there's 2 spots, there's 2 cards. In a 4-player game, 3 spots, 3 cards. All right, we've already talked about that one. And the last one there is going to be work for our British folks, in your laboratory. So if you do so, you spend 1 wood, scientists and 2 workers, you get 2 fuel and a dynamite. So you're getting fuel here and you're getting fuel there. Keep that in mind. You're getting dynamite there and there, and you're getting wood there and potentially there as well. Resources are tight in this game. If you have any additional workers or you choose to go here, this is unlimited, 1 food per person that you send there, whether it's ship's company, officers, or Inuit. Okay? Those are all the action spots. So we take turns occupying one of those action spots, doing whatever it is immediately. Boom, done. That's the action phase. The final phase is going to be the boarding phase, which is, hey, take your workers back, including any new Inuk that you have recruited to help with your expedition. Then after that, oh, yeah, right. You got to feed and heat, or in this case, just feed. 1 per person. Your Inuit track here shows how many, because obviously the Inuk are just a common color for worker. So this is how many should I have, every time I recruit. So there you go. It's 1 per person. So we start with 6. There you go. It's going to cost 1 food per. Then after that, we're going to discard all of these, and then we reset, finish the round until we reach the end. The end, whoever is the expedition leader is going to get some number of points, and then we will go into final scoring, rinse and repeat. That's it. That's the whole game, with 1 caveat. And that caveat is, remember where I mentioned, oh yeah, if you don't have enough dynamite, yada, yada, yada. Well, similarly, let's say it were this. And I am not the expedition leader because I'm not, a masochist to myself. And whoever is the expedition leader says, hey, we're going to go coastal. And that's going to cost us 2 fuel. Well, when that happens, I drop down. And how many am I short? I'm short 1. If I were here, I spend all my fuel. I'm not short any. We made it where we needed to go. We're good to go. But if you were short 1 or 2, what's going to happen in that case? Well, out here on the main board, there is a cool, handy dandy little towing area. And clockwise from the expedition leader, they can tow, starting with the expedition leader. If I am short, I'm going to drop down. And the expedition leader spends 1 fuel. That I lose 5 points, they gain 5 points. What happens if I don't have 5 points to lose? I lose as much as I can, and they still gain 5 points. If it happens again, you get the idea. I lose 10, they gain 10. Rinse and repeat. I would like to point out, you can get 2 fuel here, and you can get 2 fuel here. I'm only stressing this because this area where you're going to get into the cycle of losing a resource is 3 spaces big. You can gain 2 in a single. Be careful. This game hates you in a lot of ways because I hear exploring in Northwest Passage was difficult back in the day, so keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and briefly talk about endgame scoring. So endgame scoring is going to be very simple. Whoever is the expedition leader is going to score 6 or 8 points, I believe it is. Then after that, the most types of Arctic species that they have in front of them, so kind of a set collection aspect. Whoever has the most, 20 points. Whoever's second, 10, third is 5. You have to have a card in front of you to get in on the scoring. If tied, add and divide. Pretty simple on that. Then, whoever's built the most cabins, 15 points for first, 7 for second, add and divide if tied. Then every player is going to gain points, or lose points potentially, but gain points based on your health and morale. And then from there, it's going to be your in-game scoring cards, which I'll talk about those at the beginning of the game because y'all will see mine. And then whoever has the most points wins. And that, in a nutshell, is Through Ice and Snow. Any questions? No? Good? All right, cool.
So you talked about what happens when we don't have enough fuel, but you didn't
Right.
talk about what happens when you don't have enough food.
Well, I mean, that's not going to happen, right? But if that were to happen, let's just say in the odd chance. Okay, let's go ahead and say I have already discovered a muskox. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to eat the muskox. It's going to get me 4 food and a health. The common tern is a small bird. It's 1 food and 1 health. You might be asking yourself, what happens if I'm still short of food? Well, you keep going through all your discovered species, and then they go next. You're going to get 2 food for each doggo, and you're going to lose 2 points because you're eating man's best friend, damn it. Okay. Then, after that, now it gets really, really dark.
It already was dark, but
But it's going to get really, really dark. You're going to start eating people. You're going to lose 5 points and get 1 food for each person that you lose. Not Inuk. You cannot eat the Inuit. Because they're like, dude, I'm out. Sorry. And I don't blame them. But that said, you start losing crew. And if you're still short, well, don't let that happen. Okay? But if you eat your whole crew, they die. And yeah, so, okay.
And there were some actions here that you didn't explain at the bottom of the board. I think those are only available on the last turn. Are we going to save it for then?
Yeah, I'll talk about it right before because we know what it is and everything, but they're all really simple, and it's going to talk about, it's mostly getting victory points, so we'll talk about it more then. So that said, if y'all are ready, you can have your
Thank you, sir.
back. Everybody starts with 3 dynamite, 3 wood, and 4 rifles, and then we are going to shuffle up the gold cards. Not the dogs. Yes, Courtney, I know. Yeah, misery ice.
Reshuffle
I
these
like
two?
that. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. And these, you know what? We drew them. That's fine. There's no reason not to, I don't think. Because guess what? No matter where we go on Baffin Island, it's going to be 3. And it's always going to be 2, so I'm fine with that. So you get dealt out 2 cartography cards. And I'll show everybody mine. And then you get, and those are gone. And then we are going to get the patron cards. You're going to choose one of each of these. There we go. Cool. A game that spirals downward into pain and misery. Now that is a game. That's all I'm saying, right? I mean, Agricola is known as Misery Farm. This would be Misery Ice. I like that. All right. So these are my starting cartography cards. And what these represent is, you know what? I forgot to mention the exploration. I apologize. I'll talk about that in a minute. But exploration tokens. If these spots, for whatever card that I have, if each of those islands has a exploration point, I'm going to get 5 points for each of those places out there. Okay? So let me go ahead and talk about that briefly. Nobody has a card that has Baffin Island on it. But if the expedition leader chooses coastal, they're going to get a point automatically, and we're going to put one of the exploration tokens on that location. And it's important to point out, let me go ahead and show this as an example. If here, Banks Island, right here, there are 2 locations on that. If either of those 2 spots were coastal, meaning the expedition leader chose the coastal, the expedition leader will get 1 point, and this is going to go out here. And it does not matter whether it's this location or this location. What that means is this exploration token is going to count for both of those spots on Banks. Does that make sense? So it does not matter whether it was placed there or whether it's there. It's just there. So either of those, if you have either of those spots, that's going to count. Now, in the final edition of the game, they're probably, what they're going to do is color in the entire island so that it's represented, hey, no matter where it is on that island, you're good to go. So that's what these represent. And then the patron cards, you're going to get one of the 2, so extra resources, food, etc. And then you're going to get something at the end of the game. I'll have to look up what the anchor one is, but that is, yeah, I'll have to double check that. And this is 4 Inuit. If you have 4 that seems ambitious.
Yes, it's hard. I had that one the last game we played.
That seems awfully ambitious. Good thing they give you a ton of
really
extra
close.
food.
I think he had at least 3.
I think I had 3.
Oh, Alex, remind me what that icon is.
I think it's
would.
visiting 10 or...
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
It's 10 locations out here on the board. I mentioned it's 7 to 12 rounds. So either you want to be the expedition leader, kind of, we're going to have a slower route, or, I don't know, a lot of Inuit.
Can I ask if this one means not 7 stops?
7 different, yeah, I would say as long as it's not exactly 7.
Okay, so...
Expedition leader.
Okay.
All right, so, knowing the people that are in this game, I think I'm going to choose this because it's the harder path, and I'm going to choose this because, yeah. All right, so I have made my decisions. Gents, I assume y'all have. I will reset my board, and if y'all can make sure that I didn't. And then, technically these are hidden, but I'm gonna welcome y'all to mess with me. So there we go. And yes, Alex says exactly. Oh, hey, and there's somebody else from Two Tomatoes. So let's fix that. Welcome. I didn't see who that was. We have all of Two Tomatoes represented here. All right, welcome. Cool. So let me make sure. 3 dogs. Everything's there. Starting. 3, 3, and 3, and then you get your extra stuff, whatever your stuff is. I need 1 dynamite. Dynamite! For all you kids out there, that's Jimmy. Oh God, what's his name? Oh come on! I expected you to know.
I used to.
It's from
enjoy
Good
that
Times.
Show. Yeah, good. I used to watch it.
Come on, you're all old. Most of y'all watching this, y'all are old. Help me out. Yeah, nothing like 4 extra mouths to feed. You ain't lying, but man, if a worker placement game offers you extra workers, just saying. All right. Hi, Jake. Jake says, hey, a word, I met you at PAX over the weekend. Love the channel. Keep up the great work. The great work, dude. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it. I'm curious. Where did we meet? I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jake, because I think I know which one you are. JJ, Kid Dynamite Walker. Thank you, David. Thank you. Oh, sure, Alex. AC. What? See, Alex is not from... Alex is not American, so you might not get that reference. But the rest of y'all do.
I've seen him on some infomercials recently, too, at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Really? Seriously? Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. All right.
So I don't believe this is random. I believe it's whoever has the most dynamite.
You are correct. It is. So I start with 4 dynamite. 4 dynamite.
3. Okay,
then, out of us, whoever is more north, and I would argue that north is technically about that direction. So I would say it's actually James. So welcome to the stream. You get first guinea pig. All right. So over under Glory to Rome's 6.5. Now James is a quiet dude. Okay, let me be clear on that. And the whole time we were at PAX, I never heard him cuss. However, Glory to Rome, and James has watched the channel, but for those that don't know, Glory to Rome is a very family-friendly way of saying, go fornicate with yourself. This game is mean, either to each other or to the game. I said 6.5, that feels good, so make your bets, over under Glory to Rome. There you go, yeah, and Jake says, yeah, we met at the Sinks in a restroom. And I thought that was pretty funny. He's like, look, I don't know, this isn't the best spot. I don't know if he heard my voice or he just, it's hard to recognize people with the mask, but yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, anyway, yeah, so here we go. Leadership, it's James. And so we begin. Destination, James, where would you like us to go, good sir?
I'd like to go west. Let's go quick.
All right.
Let's just get to the getting.
So now, here we go. James, you have an option. Good, sir. You could choose, and we'll scoot these over exactly. Yep. You could either go, you said west, so we're going to go here.
Right,
but
I should pay for it.
Yeah, fair. But the question is now, and again, prototype pieces, so keep that in mind. But do you want the more expensive southern route, or would you like the less expensive? So maybe this is more summer, as opposed to a more winter time frame in which we are taking our expedition?
I think the game is harsh enough without me choosing to make it more difficult. I know not every captain agrees with that point of view, but I like smooth sailing.
Okay, all right, so we are going on that side. So we now will move here. Okay, good to go. Now, we've already done leadership, which is who's the captain or the expedition leader, then the destination, place the dynamite, so done. And now attrition is going to happen, so we all lose 1 and 1. And now it's going to be navigation, as far as, are we going coastal or are we going high seas, good sir?
I think we should go high seas.
Okay, so high seas, so everybody is going to lose 1 fuel first, and then if you are, and I know we all are, morale is going to get back up 1 because we didn't spend a whole lot of fuel. And now high seas says, this is card number 8. And let's see, card number 8 is the North Pole magnetism. That is straight up. whoever goes there, straight up just here, have 8 points.
Thank
and notice.
you. May I have another? Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
right? Seriously, this is complete. This is already the kindler, gentler Northwest Passage game, because the last time we played, it was like 3 or 4 of the first events were just brutal. So, any action or any crew member, straight up 8 points, boom, done. So, there we go. And we'll go ahead and throw this bad boy right there as an extra action. So, now, the hunting, obviously those come out. The hunting and the species. And so we begin. James, it is your honor.
All right. Well, there is so much that I want to do, but I can't see any reason why I wouldn't want 8 points. So I think I'm just going to go enjoy the compass and take the points.
All right, from 10 to 18, sir.
Excellent.
I promise we're not being nice to the new guy just because, right? So, okay. All right, so that said, okay. So, what types of things? Well, they might not realize this, but getting an extra nook would be a quarter of the way to my goal. That seems like a good idea. Being the expedition leader, never a bad thing, right? I mean, because points, potentially, and you choose the path, even though the path right now is pretty much set in stone. But, I mean, speed. No, I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna do the obvious, which is, if a game wants you to get extra workers, we're gonna go ahead and recruit in Inuk, and that's me. Boom, done. Martin, you're up.
I got you.
Does the compass have to be the compass? Oh, you're asking about that? No, it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be the scientists. It's any crew members. So, I assume that's what you were asking there, Sarah. Okay?
All right. I went with extra wood, even though I knew I wouldn't be the expedition leader, because I wanted some ship upgrades. And so...
Oh, good point. Alex says the funding one is public info. This technically is hidden info. I'm not worried about it, right? Because everybody has to see what your starting resources are. So, yeah, easy enough. Okay, sorry. Please continue.
So let us indeed go here and buy a ship upgrade. It is this spot here.
All right, now, if you will give me a moment and let me bring that up. I don't think I did that one, so hold on. I want to get a better view of the upgrades, so a moment on that. By the way, welcome, Jason. That would really enjoy playing the gig with you at PAX, so good stuff. There's that, and then there is that. Good. All right. So maybe briefly, I'll go over these. So there are a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 upgrades available. So this one costs 1 wood. I guess I could give the actual names of them too. So the first one is the mast upgrade. This allows you, if you were expedition leader, draw 2 cards for the event, keep 1. So, I mean, that's good. Okay. The next 2 are the boiler upgrade and the deck, and the deck upgrade. The boiler upgrade says once per turn, you can spend wood instead of fuel, but you can only do that once per turn. Okay. The deck upgrade says you're not affected by those listed event cards. So 2, 7, 9, 10, and 12. Which we have not seen any of those, and those are very specific. Again, all artwork subject to change, okay? These 2 are any worker can be a scientist, and any worker could be a carpenter. So the way I see it is, it's not that they're crappy scientist and carpenter, but it's kind of like an apprenticeship as well as their regular duties on the ship. Then moving on, can learn to be the captain. So once per turn, you can have somebody be a captain. This one and these 2 are identical, except one has to do with health, one has to do with morale. The health one is going to be the consultation is health, and the leisure room is the morale, and it does not, the death spot doesn't affect you. Instead, apply the effect of mutiny and scurvy, respectively. This one is every navigation, just get 2 food. That doesn't seem terrible. And finally, the last 2 are the meeting room and the privilege room, 3 points and 6 points as a one-time bonus, respectively. So, with that said, Your Honor, sir.
All right, I think I will be...
Oh, thank you. I need to reset that. That'd be great. Thanks. Yeah, woo!
Was foreshadowing.
Yeah, what? Oof.
You know what? I'm going to go with the most aggressive option. I don't know if it's the wisest, but let's spend 5 wood and allow myself to have other people take the captain actions.
Wow. That's aggressive.
That is a bold move.
Hey, seriously. All right, Cotton. All right. So, James, back to you.
All right. Well, upgrades are certainly tempting, but I think there's only one spot to snag a species,
Facts.
and that is an end-game goal. And that musk ox looks like it could be a good emergency reserve as well. Yeah, keep my dogs safe. So for the dogs, I'm gonna put a musk ox in the hold.
All right. So you were the first to discover the muskox, so it's going to be a nickel. So 5 points. You were killing us, by the way. So there we go. Yeah, that works. Cool. All right. Well, that's literally as far as I've gotten for my planning aspect of this. Oh, and one other thing I didn't say, but I think the graphic design's pretty obvious, and I think they did a really good job with this. If you ever were to ping, like past where these are, whether it's health, morale, or fuel, you just get an extra, well, a point for either of those and an extra morale for extra fuel. And I got into such an ugly death cycle last game that I am so gun shy right now. Like I went for an early ship up. So you know what? I'm gun shy and I am okay. Just no. I was gonna go here, but I waste one of the morale or the fuel right now, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
Victory points, though.
Yeah, but you know what? Something else that actually is a pretty decent idea. I think I'll go ahead and boost up my sled. I feel okay about that. Yeah, I will. So I'll boost up my sled. So there, it's going to cost me 1 wood, and I get a sled. So 1 wood down to 2 here. And then I will boost my sled. There. There we go. Boom, done. And Martin.
I think I will choose to fill everyone with dread.
All right. So gonna go first next round. Yay. Yeah,
well,
all right, that's fine.
I mean, that's the ability I just.
Oh, right. So you might as well,
Yeah.
right? Sure. All right, James.
Huh.
That's coming, y'all. That's coming. By the way, it's not set in stone, as Rocky says. Our path is set in ice. Touche.
I got a couple choices I'm thinking about, but I think that having some natives along for the ride is not a bad idea. And even though you've forced me to take the less efficient path, I still think that that's going to pay off in the long run. So I will just send everybody I have left to
There we go.
get in a nook.
All right, so James is done for the round. So now I still have 2 workers. And I think the obvious thing is we're about to have extra mouths to feed. We're okay right now, right? I mean, getting the extra food, that's good. But I do have my scientists available. So now, what could I do? I mean, I could get an extra rifle, which will help with hunting later. but that doesn't seem great. I only have my scientist and one worker, and there is some walrus available, so I think we're going to go hunting, and that helps with the health. So I'm going to place my last 2 out there and go on out there, and I only have 2 options. I have 4 rifles, but I only sent 2 people, so 2 rifles. So obviously I can only choose this one, but I'm going to get 8 food and 2 health. So 1 and then ping, so it's a point for orange, and 8 food gets me to 41. And that basically just, here we go, boom, done. And Martin, it is all yours for your last 3 since we're out of workers.
So, points and morale seems like a waste because our morale is at max right now.
Sure.
Fuel, since we went high seas, even one of those would be wasted. I'm not, even though I give myself the ability to take extra actions here, I'm not particularly enamored of those. My only actions can be red or green actions at the moment.
I mean, you're short on wood, but yeah, nothing you can do about that.
Nothing I can do about that because I don't have a carpenter. And in this game, when your carpenters die, they don't come back. So maybe I will go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. If you know, I was just going to say, yeah, Rocky brings up a good point. The fact that all these are modular like this, it does help with the box size. Because if you see it over my left shoulder, it's a pretty diminutive box, I would say. Yep.
Well, even though it wastes a fuel, I think I'm going to do it. So the question is, do I want a dog or do I want a dynamite? And I think the answer is let's go here and get a dog.
I mean,
I haven't had
we
one
got a
to tell you.
dog. All right, there we go.
So here's the dog and the 2 fuel, but I'm obviously only going to get 1.
All right.
But it bounces your morale, which bounces you a point.
Bounces my, well, you're
That's
right.
a fair point.
So,
It's a fair all right, moving on. So, boarding. Get your peeps back. So, like, I get, whoa.
ready.
Easy
green.
there.
It doesn't matter which captain or scientist you take back.
Yeah, it does not. As long as at the end of everything, you have 1. So, all of those are mine. If y'all can hand them to me, please. Thank you. And then feed your peeps.
Oh, there's
Yeah, I have
my
the
extra.
wheel
There you go.
Compass.
And now this will go away
Maybe.
out of the game. Because, I mean, it makes sense, right? Whether it's high seas or coastal, you're moving, so whatever was there is no longer there, so you're moving along. So I owe 7 food. That's 6. That's 7. And
6.
another quick
7.
reminder to everybody, the rifles that you use, you don't lose. You just have to have them, okay? So then these are going to technically go away. Those are going to go away. And yeah, so now we go into a new round. So first thing is leadership. So second round, that'll be oh captain, my captain Martin. Then destination. Here, let me help you out. There.
How did you know?
It's weird like that. And now breaking the ice.
There you go. There's the dynamite.
Martin's not awkward at all. He has a good icebreaker at the beginning of parties. He's wonderful for that. Now attrition. Everybody loses 1 and 1. Which I'm already doing better than I did last game. I'm happy about that.
Okay.
And now navigation. How we doing it?
We are. I don't want you guys to get a morale. So we're going coastal and we're spending 2 fuel.
Okay. All right. So 1, 2.
Such a
2.
benevolent leader.
Yeah, right, isn't he? He's terrible at this. So we're going coastal.
And I will get a morale back, unlike you guys, because I'm still at 8 while you guys are at 7.
You're a terrible human being. All right. So we're going coastal. Here we go. Oh, wait. We'll bring it over here.
We
There.
also get an exploration.
Oh, and we do. Good call.
Posted.
So a moment. So that will go out there. Baffin Island does not actually affect any of us. Notice that's on Baffin, but we'll get 1 point for the exploration.
Ooh. Okay.
And that is Event number 2 from temperature drop. All players lose 1 fuel. If necessary, apply the towing rules. If no one has enough fuel to tow, everybody loses the game. Yay. All right, so now that goes away because that has done its worst. We're not going to make it through the whole deck, so we'll just throw that.
Yeah, we
there.
can do the same thing for this one.
There you go, yeah. All right, so we have we've done our navigation. We have put an exploration marker out there, and now hunting.
3,
two.
2.
It's 2 hunting. That's 4, but 20 food. You're killing an entire pod of, and I hope whoever does that feels terrible. It's just that those are kind of loner walruses. They're not related, so But Baffin Island. Oh, sorry. Baffin Island still says 3 species, so we have little reindeer.
Caribou.
So my question is it Donner? Is it Blitz? Anyway.
In this game, it's Donner. We're at the Donner party.
Well done. Okay, and then that is...
The lemming.
Yeah, it's a lemming. It is, so don't be a... Yeah, never mind. Okay. The puffin. Delicious cereal, by the way, if nobody's had that before. And apparently puffins are around Maine. We went up there in the wrong time of year. Like, I want to go... They have tours where you can see puffins. I want to see one of those. We have not, so Jess, make note. Okay? All right. All right, so we have done everything, so action phase. Go for it.
All right, so I want a friendly Inuk.
Boo! Boo that man, boo!
Can you...
I will.
Interesting.
And we have 1.
Even though
Oh, come on. There we go.
you're on the border of scurvy, and there's only 2 hunting spots, and there are 2 players after you in turn order.
It occurred to me.
You really wanted the guide. Okay. Not saying that our moves are prescribed, Edward, but I think we need to lock out the food.
I mean, I'm sitting at 34 food. There are other priorities, but I could be convinced, potentially. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
The question for me is, do I go all in on the giant polar bear pack, or just skim?
It did occur to me that that was 5 food per worker instead of 4, so it is more efficient.
I love you. By the way, I just got Glory to Rome from Rocky for... oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I forgot to...
All right, so that would be everybody. So sure.
So we have 1
Feels foolish, but I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
I have 4 guns.
Ain't no. Technically, they are rifles. I'm just saying.
4 rifles.
Ain't no party like a polar bear party.
Yeah.
Polar bear party tastes good. All right, 20 food and 2 health.
Critical health. So
All right.
you've got the opportunity.
I do
to take control of health.
It's
and get some payback.
I was so hamstrung last game. It's
only 2 people. You've got an Inuk.
James gonna fit in just fine. I hear you. You make a valid point, but I'm not gonna.
Okay.
And it's not because trust me, putting the screws to the Martin, I'm all for. But I'm all about helping me because I'm at 6 fuel, which is fine. But you know what's better than 6 fuel? 8 fuel. So we're gonna go with my Inuk and 2 of my ship's crew. there. And we're going to go visit the Inuit. And we're going to get 2 fuel and a pupper. So there's the pupper, which that's 2 points also for me later on. And an important 2 fuel. Done.
All right. So when you said to me there was only 2 hunting spaces, I was guessing that because Edward didn't need it this turn, he would probably wait. And I think that paid off.
I think you did. You played the table. Well done.
He did.
Well done.
He did.
But
yeah.
I do indeed need to go there. So
I guarantee if you didn't this time, I was going to spite you because I gave you 2 shots at it. And
so that's going to cost me those 2 workers. It's going to get me 8 food, so from 19 to 27, and it's going to get me 2 health.
there we go. Yeah, it's amazing. The first time we played this game, and when I talked to Alex at 2 Tomatoes, he was like, yeah, the first time, maybe the first 2 times, you can get into this really nasty if you get too greedy, but you also don't want to be too conservative, right? So it's trying to figure out that perfect line. Yeah. Do you think Disney would reskin the game with their progs? That's funny.
I too could use fuel, but that's, I mean, either way, I'm going to be giving everybody up.
Oh, yeah, you get, yeah.
But that,
You can also wait a turn.
maybe, maybe, although depending on who captains.
It did occur to me that the most fuel that can be gotten a turn is 4. And if we move by coast, it costs 6 fuel. So, and if we move by sea, it costs 3. So as long as we move by coast more often than we move by sea, we will be using up the fuel faster than we get it.
I love that Martin gives this much thought into it. Like, I appreciate that.
You know, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. And I think my response to that is, I think we better stay to the sea and stay away from the coast. If I can't get fuel, I'll take command of this expedition.
And that's a valid way to go about it. So I had some ideas. If Martin hadn't gone to the hunting spot, I was gonna, because you can never have too much food as far as I'm concerned, number 1. And so that was clearly an option, right? Another option was to go and get more fuel, because in that case, I'm starving y'all from fuel a little bit, and I'm putting myself in a great spot for fuel, which I'm still considering that. But the problem with that is then I won't be able to go and get another Nook and recruit one. And I would love to be able to do it since y'all are giving me the opportunity to do so. And having more workers just means you can do more things, right? So that's a second option. A third option was I'm in a good fuel position right now. So would I want to go and get some lumber so that I can start throwing out some cabins? And because I only have 1 or 2 wood right now, the idea of using them both is terrifying to me. Again, lessons have been learned from my previous plays. There's so much that I want to do in this case. So I think all 3 of those are completely valid options. But I think this is only round 2. It's going to go 7 to 12. More workers early. It's more food, but I've gotten a ton of food. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put captain and ship's company out there. But now the question is, what do? I have either my carpenter or my scientist left. Well, if you take a look, my only 3 options are those 2 or extra food, right?
Extra food, it wouldn't matter which one you
Right. So I have 4 rifles. I did mention that I only had 1 wood, so that makes that kind of a no-brainer, right? Internal monologue here. That means the old scientist gonna roll on out, and we'll go Inuk there. Done. There we go.
All right, so That leaves me options of discovering a species. It leaves me an option of getting another ship upgrade.
You know, careful.
Not species.
Not species. You're looking at that column.
No, oh, you're right.
No worries.
You are
Just trying to,
correct. Yep.
just so it doesn't confuse you. Yep.
I could increase morale. That would just be 6 points.
Oh no, no. Antiquity's nice in that regard. That you never ever, not ever, do you run out of wood. That's true. Here, never ever ever do you run out of health, morale, dynamite, wood, or rifles, or dogs. So.
All right. Let us go to here.
Wow.
Upgrades.
Lean into it, my
And
man.
the last wood I have to take the one that, oh, maybe not. There's only 2 choices I have, and that would be those
Yep.
2.
Which allows you to spend wood for fuel or event if you're the expedition leader. Draw 2, keep 1, right?
I will tend to be the expedition leader more often than not, even when James goes here, because he only has 1 red captain, and I will have 4 of them.
That is a fair point, actually. That's, yeah, because you're, yeah.
Math checks out.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, it does, yeah.
However, let us instead spend a fuel to get 2 wood.
Okay. All right. Back to James.
So I've got 2 good choices. I've got both the carpenter and the scientist, so I could do the species or I could do the hut. Species I've already started in on, so piling on for the majority
Not
seems
only
to
that,
make
but
sense.
5 points each species and 20 for the majority. Seems good.
But I just took down a whole polar bear family. And so sticking them in a house for someone else to snack on feels like a lot of points. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to build a hut,
Okay.
which will cost me 2 wood, and that will earn me 5 points.
At a minimum,
And then I'll put 10 food,
which is another 5 points.
half of those polar bears for another 5 points.
And throw one of your huts out
Right.
here.
I will
There we
put
go.
a hut out.
Good. All right. Oh, you know what? On that note, just because make it easier for y'all to see, we'll do a little arts and crafts. I'm going to put a little door on it and a window. There you go. Now you can
Lovely.
see, all right? So you can see the vast expanse of nothingness that is out there, out the window. A widow's peak, if you will. And there are 10 food there for the expedition that follows us afterwards. How very considerate of
That's
you.
right. Some of us consider it, some of us less so.
So I only have my carpenter. And so I literally only have 2 options. It's either here for food or up there. Now, the thing is, I have 4 dynamite. It is never going to come to me unless I actually take the spot for the captain.
That's not
Well, no, I assume that one of y'all are always going to vie for that spot if I do not. So that's why I'm saying that. So therefore, you know what? I'm going to entice y'all to go ahead and come here to grab that dynamite like that. And I'll go ahead and grab a lumber for it. And so now we have 3 lumber there. I'm done for the round.
I'm thrilled with that because it just occurs to me another way we can all die is by running out of dynamite.
That is a fact. That is a fact, yes.
Let me count the ways.
Yeah, right?
Right,
So-
there's a trader mechanic in this game, right?
Yeah,
That's what these cards are?
right, yeah, seriously.
You win if the expedition fails?
Right. No, there's not. So, all right, we're done. So now boarding. Get your peeps back. Did I mess up the link, by the way, down below? I apologize if I did. Franny, take a look and let me know. And I think everybody else is mine, right? All right. So once I handle that, I need my captain. Did somebody grab my? Oh no, it's mine. Prototype pieces. It's okay. It's okay. So there's that, and
We feed them.
there we go. Yes. Now feed your peeps.
7.
Yep, 7.
It looks like 8 to me. 8 to 26. Done. Okay. All right. So new round. So this is round. Oh, hold on. We discovered no species. We actually saw them, but we have no idea what they were. Done. All right. So round number 3. We are going to go there. So new captain
Wheel, please.
Here you go, James.
Thank you very much.
and destination. Here, let me help. Okay, done.
Thank
so
you.
there's that.
Toss the dynamite.
Let's break some ice.
Yep. 1 dynamite. Jimmy Walker. That's that. Yeah, I should have known that. All right. Attrition. Everybody. 1 and 1. And now coastal or high seas.
The whole point of taking control was to ease the brakes a little bit, so high seas.
All right. It's less exciting, but all right, fine.
So 1 fuel for everyone?
Yeah, everybody go ahead, drop the 1 fuel. Yep, and if you're in the, no one is. So moving on. All right, so we have, oh, that is event number 5. Let's see, event number 5 is an icy gale. Somebody just mentioned the Edmund Fitzjames, or Edmund Fitzgerald. I'm just saying. I said 5, right? All right, the icy gale. Oh, no. -1 sled level, when exploring this round. If the level is 0, you can't explore. So if you take a look at the board, if we take a look here at James's board, James ain't exploring this round because that's at 1. And also, this just in, neither is Martin. So the good news is that spot now is all mine. They can't go there.
So we take these off and our sled level goes down to 0, right?
It's temporary, so I would say just leave it there, and I'll just put this here as a reminder for that right there.
Okay, is that what that hourglass means, temporary?
For this round.
For this round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So that is navigate. We went high seas, so no exploration, which we didn't need anyways, and no point for James. I mean, seriously, what is the point? Yada yada yada.
I got enough.
All right, muskox. We've seen that already. Ooh! Wolverine. And the common turn at that. And hunting, again, will be 2. More pot of polar bears. And
Dibs.
again, same walrus. These were shuffled, so there you go. Okay?
I guess it's me, huh?
Yep.
So, I need fuel.
And fuel's over.
I
right?
wanted to coast, I need the fuel. So I have the same question of do I want fuel and dog or fuel and dynamite?
Also, remember, it does cost lumber to go there.
Yes, but this costs, oh no, a nook. Yeah, I think the Anook is
Thanks,
gonna
Franny.
visit.
So 2 fuel and a doggo.
2 fuel and a doggo, thank you.
All right. Well, okay, let's see. I think I'm actually in okay shape there, but health is the problem right now. That is the concern. And I mean, it doesn't matter how much you hunt. I'm looking around the board. Y'all are sitting okay for food, and you're currently okay for health. But I know that if I don't, I'm going to end up having to spend 4 workers for the same 2. So if I go there, that feels like the right thing to do. First, maybe. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So we're gonna hunt. I will go and use one of my Inuit, And we'll go up there to hunt. I have 4. So that'll be 8 food and 2 health. Uh-oh. Oh, we're over here. Sorry. 8 to 34 and 2 health. There we go. Done. Martin?
I think we will pick up another Nook. Can you pass one, please?
Well, that's what I was going to do if you didn't take it. But now that it's costly, less exciting. Yeah, I agree. Things look okay for the moment, although I expect that will turn quickly. But while things are calm, makes sense to go a speciane. So I think I'm going to get a gula gula.
All right. Here's your Wolverine.
And if I may have the 5 points.
The goal of the game was points, right? Aye vey. All right.
Survival. Exploration. That's the true goal.
So, unfortunately, what I really want to be able to do this round, I can't do. So, I have this spot locked up for me, but it takes my captain. But if I want to recruit, it also requires my captain. So, and last I checked, I have 1 captain. So, I got to make a decision in that. Yeah, I guess Martin could go there and take that, but it leaves everything else open for me if he does that. So I'm gonna give him the opportunity. James can't. So I think we're gonna go ahead and
Why can't James do that? Oh, because he doesn't have enough workers.
he didn't have enough workers. We're gonna go to the very top. We're gonna build a cabin. So that's gonna cost me 2 wood. So 2 of my 3 wood. Okay. And then we're gonna get 5 for the cabin going out there. And now, how much food do we want to give, if any? So I'm going to need 2, 4, 6, 8. As of right now, maybe 9, but 8. I think I'll go 8 food. So that's another 4 points, please. And I think y'all know you can't do that this round, so I think we're okay. That's me. Martin?
All right, let's take the
wheel.
Yep.
Can you remind me which ship upgrades I could get for 3 wood?
Absolutely. So, any of the top there, right?
Yep.
So, events, spend wood instead of fuel once per round. Draw 2. Obviously, you cannot take any of those. And moving on down there, we're looking at ignoring death for morale and health. And you said for 3 wood, you could just get 2 food every round, no matter what. And you can get any of the extra point ones as well.
I really want the swappy workers. So I'm thinking, even though it's not so efficient to go get wood with only 2 folks, my other options are to upgrade the sled, which helps a little bit because I've got more dog than sled at the moment. I would really like to take that action, but it's so snowy.
Ice blind.
Oh boy. I think I'm gonna get wood. Yeah, not loving it, but doing it.
Okay.
So that's 1 fuel for 2 wood.
Yep.
I need more Inuit. I am just running out of workers fast.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to just go ahead and do it.
Ugh.
And that will be with an Inuk and a ship's crew to go there. And that'll be
Then you're up to
3.
3.
Correct. Thank you.
All right. So
Got more dog than sled at the moment. Story of my life. Right, Alex? Welcome back, Sarah. What are we eating tonight?
I could hunt.
Hopefully you're eating better than we are on
You
our
could do
expedition.
anything.
I could go for fuel,
Hi, Jess.
and if I go for fuel, that will only leave one gentleman on my ship left.
Well, that's an extra food. Boy, that's dark, isn't it? One extra person? No, I meant they could
Go
fish.
fishing.
I don't like going for food, so I think I'm going to go for fuel. Yeah, I'm going to go for fuel.
All right, so 2 fuel and dynamite.
And 1
Two
wood.
fuel. I lose a wood, but I get a dynamite.
All right, you got 1 worker left. James, you're done. I have 1 left. So I could trade something for a rifle. I don't think I need to. I mean, there are things with 5, but I don't think that. So what I'm talking about is right there. And I only have the 1, so I think we're just going to grab an extra pity
Go
food.
fishing.
Yeah. Scientists is seeing if we can get like some cod or something for the ship.
So, I could
Shut
go
food.
grab that dynamite. I don't know that I particularly care about the dynamite. I could grab a food, like Edward did. And I think those are my only 2 choices, right?
Dynamite's better than food.
Yeah, dynamite's better than food. I'm grabbing it.
Remember he said that. I would just like to point that out, all right?
Yep.
Yeah, technically, yep. All right, so take your peeps back.
Board the ship. We be leaving.
You ain't got to go home.
Is that a captain or is that your worker? I think it's a captain.
His captain is taller than the average one.
Yeah, right.
Taller than the average.
Probably
Boo-boo.
grew up with better nutrition.
Right, yes. We had that discussion at dinner tonight, actually. That's funny you mentioned that. All right, feed your peeps. That'd be 9.
That'd be 8.
Still 7.
19. Whew. Well, we'll see if this works out. Okay, and now they escaped. All right, new round. Captain of the expedition, leader of the
Okay, so
expedition.
anyway, we're getting another.
Yeah, fact.
piece.
Yeah, so you're going the not end one.
Okay, so not this one.
Correct.
And
So
we
it
are
is the west one.
Here, and so that's the side. Yep.
Okay.
And we would like to go.
Okay, so hold on, one thing at a time. So which one?
We're going the slower way.
Okay, I'm shocked, said no one ever. So we will mosey there.
Yep.
We are now at Somerset. Now we are actually on a different island, so keep this in mind. Attrition happens first. So down 1, down 1. Attrition, sir.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Planning ahead on the
Yeah, I
Ticket to
understand.
Ride
All
game.
good. So now, how are we going? Coastal or are we going?
Oh, we're definitely going coastal because it uses extra fuel, right?
Yes, it does.
And it
2
gets you a
fuel.
point.
And so Somerset is now on. It's going to be 2 species. So Somerset, let me see, is that me? It is not yet. Okay. So coastal. All right. We are there. So that is event number 19. Inuit sled expert. Gain an Inuk. From now on, you may take the sled upgrade action by placing a single Inuk after you do so. So basically, keep this card, and what that means is whenever you go to the sled action, which is that one right there, you can just do that if it's just a single Inuk. All right. And
So I think
we'll go there. And a moment. We got 2 species, I said, so we got a little bit. Lemming, and I mean, they are common.
A lot
Little
of turn.
turns. Interesting. That is a 5 walrus pod. I'm going to move these off board now so that we have room for everything. And more polar bears, and that's a 3. So 15 food, 20 food, 3 and 5, respectively, for those of y'all that are getting short on munchies.
all right. I think I have to take that thing that popped up for me. So
You know what?
that's-
Those aren't open yet, so we can do that. There we go.
Go here, and this is
1 Inuk, which will go on there. And then
You can go up on your track. Your
sled.
Inuit.
There you go. Okay. Well, if you didn't, I probably would have. So,
it's kind of like this, except better.
yeah.
Right.
But that will only be available.
So I'm at the phase where everything is in the danger zone. I'm dangerously low on health. I'm dangerously low on morale. I'm dangerously low on fuel.
Round 4, by the way.
I'm normally so good at making sure I keep my stocks stocked, but I guess I've been getting points instead. So time to pivot to survival. Which one of those 3?
It's the bigger priority. All of that.
I sure don't want to have to fight 5 walrus. So I think, and nobody has 5 guns.
We do not. At most, 4 rifles.
I think that taking out the polar bear is probably the right move. So I'll send
gonna cost
my
3.
Nook, where are we? And 2 crew.
And that'll be 15 food and 2 health.
Oh, 10 and 5 and lovely health.
No scurvy for you
Not yet.
yet. So morale.
What's a little mutiny between friends?
I mean, it legitimately, it's 5 food is what it is for me, and that's not ideal. That's too expensive. But the problem is morale is there, which means also not there, right? But I think I can take a break from getting Inuit.
Right, we're only halfway through the game, and you only need 1 more.
Right, so I'm in pretty good shape for that, and I need morale because the food would get too expensive otherwise. And I mean, I could get a little bit greedy, and oh, you know what? Maybe that's not greedy. Is it worth the 2 points? No, we're what I'm debating here is whether or not to get a 5th dog to be able to get 7 points versus the 5 I'm going to get for exploring. And honestly, I don't think it's worth it to risk it for the extra worker, even though I technically do have.
Plenty.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and explore. So it's going to be the aforementioned 5 points. And more importantly, 2 morale. No mutiny for me. All right, Martin.
All right, so I think my turn is kind of prescribed this turn. I think what I have to do is go here and turn in a... Let's turn in a dynamite for a rifle.
Oh, there we go. So sounds like we know what Martin's going to shoot for.
I'm on a keto diet. High fat, high protein. Those
Right?
are all
Oh, I mean, they are walrus after all, right?
Wow. This is my chance to go get an Anuk.
Oh, you know I can't. I mean, there's no telegraph. It's just I can't. I don't have the captain. He has 3 captains.
Right. But fuel. How can I not fuel up? But I don't have enough to do both because I don't have enough Inuit. I need the
So do I
Inuit.
stay in the same cycle, but I get fuel, or do I break the cycle and sacrifice fuel? I mean, you only lose 1 resource. You do have 5 wood. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but Mr. Nook and Cranny is going to make that disappear in 2 turns.
Fact. I mean, and I'm gonna end up down here as well, probably.
All the more reason why I need to get ahead because everybody's going
right.
to be chomping. Oh, I really want those work. And then I just have this dud where if I go with the Inuit, then I have the choice again. Ooh. Yo. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to be greedy.
Got you.
Going to be greedy.
I mean, that's the way to be, right? What could possibly go wrong?
We'll see. We will see.
I hear they're man's best friend, and I need fuel anyway. So, yeah, that sounds good. And my Inuit friends are fantastic at getting fuel and doggos. So that'll be 2 fuel and the 5th doggo.
You're going to risk it.
No, Edward wants to drive us out of fuel now because you and I will start losing resources if he goes by coast, and he won't lose anything.
But I can't do anything about it. I don't have the captain. I have 3.
Sure, but if I don't, the point is, if I don't go here,
Oh,
you
I
will
will
become the
because
captain.
I have 3
And
dynamite.
Yeah, and I think I'm fine with you giving James and I a little bit of a slap.
Although you could get fuel and dynamite.
I could get fuel and dynamite.
But then you'd be tied and you'd still lose.
I'd still lose it. I mean, I could just do that.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
And
Right. Be sure. No, yes. Yes.
but no, I can't get fuel and dynamite because I do not have a scientist.
Facts. Yep. There you go.
What I could do is take. None of you guys can go here, so I could save that and do a ship upgrade instead,
Yep.
then come back and take the captaincy.
Potentially. Yeah, if that's
But you
what
don't like the 2 wood ship upgrades. You already rejected that earlier.
As Sarah says, you can't eat points. And much like money, can't take them with you when you go.
So I could take the captaincy, I could take a ship upgrade, and then with what I have left over, it would not be very exciting. So I don't think the captaincy and a ship upgrade is worth going hunting. So I will... My Inuit can lead my hunting expedition. Here are the 4 other gentlemen who are going hunting with him for all 5. That's going to
20
be
food?
20 food from 12 to 32.
And 2 health.
And 2 health.
Critically.
Yay, I'm captain. Probably.
All right, so the greedy play was to leave myself both of those options. You both have left me both of those options. And once again, I have the choice of lemmings or houses. But I seem to be well stocked on food. I don't quite. Oh yes, because I went after the walrus.
You did, yes.
So seems like it worked before. It'll work again. So let's drop a house.
Well, I was going to.
Pay
So-
2 wood. See if you can give me another lovely artistic rendition.
We'll use the where'd it go? See, it's so good. There we go. Just because white on white.
I'm gonna put 10 food in again. So that's
Wow.
5 points for the hut and 5 points for the food.
And we have little door.
You know. Yeah, I don't quite have double your points.
Yep.
But who's counting?
James is gonna
Who's
fit in
counting?
just fine.
Who's counting?
Okay. All right. Right. Okay. Well. So I could grab, maybe a lemming, maybe a common turn. I mean, it's 5 points staring at me, right? Plus, second place right now, which is 10. So that's potentially 15 points right there. What else are my options? Now, what is kind of tasty, not going to lie, I would lose my last wood, but to grab fuel, y'all are completely done, right? I won't, but the problem is, see, I will still compete for that because doggos, right? Or do I take...
Both of those.
Yeah, that's awfully tempting. And I think that's what we do. Because I have enough fuel for right now.
It's greedy round.
Yeah, I think greedy round works. So I have those 4 workers. So the Inuit are really coming in handy, and there you go. So we'll go. It doesn't matter. Literally.
Sure.
Sure. There you go. So that'll be a sled and a species. So the sled
You don't trust the natives
will go
to be
there
off on their own.
And then, do we be a lemming
Game doesn't.
or common turn? We've seen a lot of the common turns off the bow with the ship and everything.
That's
so
true.
I think we're gonna go lemming, and that'll be 5 points for orange.
But the fact that we've seen a lot of them means we may not see a lot of them. And so maybe now's the time
All
to
right,
turn.
make it. Huh.
I'm just putting it out there.
Now it's time to turn. Done.
Just putting it out there.
All right, so that'll go away. We're done, right? Mm-hmm. Get your peeps back. Don't forget about these down here for you.
Board the ship.
Oh, those are yours. Sorry. Have it.
What am I missing? Okay. This looks like it's yours.
It is.
And these appear to be mine.
Thank you. And the others.
Oh, I hope I didn't get too greedy.
Oh, I hope you did. All right. So, feed your peeps. That's 9 down to 10. Odds are we're going to need some food.
8 down to 13.
That is 9 down to 23.
Okay. So 9, 13, 23 food. Okay, leadership. Most dynamite. That'd be me. That surprisingly somehow worked out, even though I threw one of them away. Right? No, that was here. I did.
Who claimed this? You did.
I did.
Right. So just remind yourself of that.
It's an extra.
Yeah, that's fine.
Private.
Well, it's not a worker. Now it's
Not a space, but it's the
cheaper.
yeah.
It's just
Yep.
doesn't cost that, right? Okay, so destination. All right, so let's look. Well, so normally this would be standing up, so folks can see. I
like to go
literally
here?
only have one decision. We're going to what is that? Prince of Wales Island, the P Wales there. So we will go there. This is not working out well for me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it costs 1 diamond.
Yeah,
Break the ice.
that will go there. We're good to go. And now attrition. Everybody drops.
Oh,
What a one.
whoops.
Oh, a little mutiny action, do we?
I forgot about that.
Oh, well, you lose a point.
Lose a point and 4 food.
Down to 9.
Okay.
Welcome back. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, that's tasty. And note, it stays there, and then next step is death. So you know who's going for morale? I mean, you don't have to.
How
I'm
much
not
is
trying
the
to
no death?
The no death is for mutiny is 2 wood. That's all.
Okay. Keeping the options
checking,
open.
right? Yeah. Yeah, we're going coastal, y'all.
Ouch. Two for me.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean, so here we'll do this in turn order. So, Martin, what would you choose to lose?
Let's choose to lose a.
It's a rifle, a wood, a dynamite, or.
I'm fine, I think, with losing a wood.
Okay. And James. Yes, Jason, to everything there is a season. Turn.
This is tough. I think it's wood or dog. I don't feel like I'm doing much with the dogs and sledding, so
Just setting it free.
right. Finding a good home for it. And all these huts I'm putting.
Where the hell is
We'll build a hut. We'll build a hut for the dog. Put some food in there. He'll be fine.
Did you put a exploration
Explore
marker?
tank.
Oh, right, yes. I will here momentarily. There we go. Done. And that means I get a point, please, for orange.
Yes, and you need to lose a resource, James.
Yep. Right, yeah.
I don't want to lose the guns
The
because
guns
I
is
need
bad,
the
yeah.
flexibility. It's been clear
Yeah.
that's going to be important.
What do you mean, Mr. 9 Food?
Dude, the dynamite.
Says the 10 food guy, yeah.
Dog.
Oh, I forgot dog was an option.
Yeah, well, did you not hear me woofing over
Oh,
here?
no, I was totally blocked you out. You don't mind if I
it was-
No,
cut
go
that?
ahead. You can.
Throw those dogs, see how well they swim. I'm good with it.
Wow, that was aggressive.
My dog
Yep.
went ashore. For the record.
If it comes down to a dog or a crew member, it's going to be
Hi, Jess.
a dog.
I mean, yeah, if it comes human or dog, I get it. If I know them. Otherwise,
case, it was
Lincoln,
wood
I'm
or
not
dog,
getting
yeah.
rid of Lincoln. Okay, Lincoln's not up here
Yeah.
for the Northwest Passage. But, all right, so that's navigate. Oh, now we need the event. So I got my point for it.
Yep.
So here we go. All right, event number 29. These are all so nice. There it is. Sorry. Explore on foot. Gain 2 morale and then 2 points for each crew member that you send.
That might be like send all 10 guys.
Like, I mean, it's 2 points for each, right? I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, all right. So we'll go ahead and throw that right there. Okay, so there's our event. Hunting, we will go. Hunting, we will go. Some 4 walrus there.
Glad I kept the rifle.
And you know what? Now that we're past all this, we'll go ahead and move them up here. And 4.
Very glad I kept the
So
rifle.
20. Notice, apparently polar bears are more
Fatty.
I guess. They prefer husky.
Or maybe more
I
muscle.
can't imagine they're more fatty. They might be more
No,
protein.
walrus. Yeah, more protein. Yeah,
Yeah.
because walrus, right? Yeah, duh. And then how many? We're looking at 2 species.
Caribou.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry. I will. To every season. Turn.
Ah, gotcha.
You did. Touche. All right. So we are now in turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right, and we have to go north to that, up there, to Bathurst. After this, keep that in mind. Okay. Wow. I'm not used to being the captain. So I get first honor.
The only question is how many people are you sending?
No, it's really not. I do have enough food to feed everybody this turn, currently. All right. Well, let's look at this. I mean,
it could
I
be
need
another
health.
nuke. Yeah. You need-
right?
Yeah.
I need health, or else I'm going to lose 2 people to scurvy. I'm not. Knock yourself out. If you want to do that as your first action, I'm going to give you the opportunity. And the fact that I'm running short on food and there's health here, and I know I'm not the only one. I mean, Martin isn't up against it, but they're both up against morale. Morale being the sledding. Oh.
There's no way to stop both.
Yeah, because you both can go there.
I
yeah.
didn't want to see this come out.
Yeah, I did not either, actually. Who do I... So if I were to do that, though...
All that's going to do is cost James a worker. And it's going to get you 4 points. Right? Like, if you don't go here... Let's say you do go here. I'm going here. I need
Right.
the morale, and it's going to cost James a worker. If you don't go here, then I'm just going to go here instead of here, because it's going to get me 4 points for the same 2 guys.
Right.
2
And then
points. Because the X is the non-captain.
Oh, okay, sure. It's going to get me
But still,
it's still
points.
2 extra points, and then
this
James
is-
is going to
this
go
is 3
here. So you're going to
points.
save him the worker and give me points.
This is 3
And it's
points.
not like you
That's
can't
7
benefit
for
from
me.
both the morales.
Oh, that's actually
Yeah.
a fair point.
Oh, you upgraded
We gain
yours.
too much if you don't go there.
You know what?
Yeah. That's
Because that's...
Yep.
Damn. That's actually a good point. This is 7 points up there for me.
What, 7 points?
That because I
of his
have
sled.
dogs, I have
Oh.
a sled of 3. Ah, that's actually really interesting. You're both desperate for both fuel, and you're desperate for morale. I am desperate for health. But I could always wait till next turn for health.
You could wait till next turn for morale. Well, if you do, you'll get this.
Oh, but no, it's 7 point. I'm not gonna. Yeah,
You've
we're
got so many Inuit. So
I-
what's scurvy going to do to you? Laugh it off.
Yep. So that's going to be for mine. That's going to be 7 points for there, and 2 morale. Doesn't hurt things. Everyone's happy. You got to, go out, get off the ship, be happy about things. Done. Martin.
So, I think I have to go here. Here for me is only 3 points. Here is only 2, I guess.
So is the worker worth the point, right?
Well,
And
you
the-
can do that for 4 points with the same workers.
Yes.
That is
Got a
true.
trade-off.
Yep.
But I think I'd rather have the worker.
Yeah.
James sounds thrilled. There's a board for that. I'm just saying.
So I think I'm going to go here. Again, I've got the power that lets me use my workers as a captain. So I think I will take the
Go
2
ahead.
morale
And 2 points.
And 2 points.
Because, like James said, it's the X, right? Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I need morale.
And you can't. The fact that all of his workers,
Everybody's
are,
a captain.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It won't be around for you if you don't.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
okay. Then I will just. This is what I get for being third in turn order.
right.
So that is only 3 points for my
Because.
meager sled.
Right.
But critically, everybody feels a little better.
Yeah, they do. They're like, all right. We'll let you stay in charge for now.
For one more day. One more.
So.
The other thing is fuel is an issue for all of us.
Yep.
And if you take us by coast, you're going to be stealing 5 of James' points when you tow him.
Turn after.
Yeah, the turn after, yeah.
I can survive 1 turn.
No, not for that amount, Jess. Yeah, so I want to do everything. I want to get another Inuk, but I can't because my captain's gone, so that's off the board. But looking at this, I like dogs, right? And I have the Inuk
You got
to go
sled to
there.
hold 'em.
Right, and it's only getting better for me
Yeah.
doing that. But and it's fuel, which I'm going to need, but I still need health too, which is, oh God. Okay, so let's look. If I were to, that would be here and there. And then I would still have 4 left to be able to go hunting, theoretically. And if I get shut out of hunting, it's okay for this round. I have enough food for right now. But that means 2 rounds in a row I'm probably going to need to go hunting, depending on how things work out. But if I get shut out of that, I could always go check out the caribou. Go to basically nature's zoo up here. So you know what? I think we're gonna woof it up. So I think we are going to go ahead and go up there. So 2 fuel and a pupper. That's my 6th pupper, and importantly, 2 food.
So
I'm sorry, fuel. 2 fuel. Apologies.
I think that forces me.
I'm not laughing at you.
What is it, glory to Rome?
Yes, it is. 100% is.
Is that what we say?
So you spend a wood.
And lose a wood.
Oh boy.
I would like to point out, A, that's James's first glory to Rome. Now you're officially part of the group. And secondly, I also would like to point out that you were the one that was begging me, in so many words, to put the screws to Martin for last game.
Yes.
Right. So
That's
karma.
Martin.
Right. You were asking me to put the screws to him earlier. I'm just saying. So it's karma.
Okay. Okay. I see.
No, and if you've watched the streams, you know I am not one to take it easy on Martin, because I assure you he will crush me if at all possible. And the good news, if we do go by land, you still have enough fuel.
Yes.
So-
For the 1 round.
Yeah, and then, I mean, right.
What you don't want is you don't want Edward to remain captain, because next turn he'll buy fuel and I'll buy fuel, and then there won't be any for you.
And then we go towing. Towing we will.
Good news is he's out of captains, and you
Yes.
have the most dynamite.
That's true.
Yes, that
if I
is
don't have a way to go spend it.
If you toss your dynamite away to ensure I remain last in turn order. Is this a flippable thing? How heavy is this table?
About 350 pounds.
I will probably not do that. As much as I told you the morale wouldn't be around, I will not probably be.
So I think food is a reasonable choice, but
Absolutely.
it leaves me with very little to do. My other thought is I can go. I don't think anybody has nabbed a caribou yet.
We have not, no.
So I could grab the caribou to get the 5 points that I'll lose when I get towed 2 turns from now. So I could be planning ahead and pad my point total in anticipation of disaster.
You get the 5 points that you'll be giving to someone.
Right, exactly. That's right.
That's right.
Use your 2 workers.
Make myself a more tempting target. All right, there is no way to get fuel. That's
there's only 2
known
fuel
thing.
spots.
Yep.
And the other thing, while you're thinking, so please, when you're ready, go
You
for it.
really lucked out with this event, because there's normally only 2 morale spots, and you were
Right.
going 3rd.
Right.
And this event kind of saved your bacon, because otherwise, right now, not only would you not have fuel, you probably wouldn't have.
In a 4-player game, y'all, that's the only spot that opens up. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
for
it's
everybody
tighter in
watching.
4.
It's there. Nothing else scales here, so
It's tighter in 4.
ouch. So keep that in mind. Fail forward. Exactly, Rocky. Yeah.
Okay. I think, as much as I want to get the points, I feel like getting points is what's got me in trouble, and I'm low on, I have enough food for a turn, but then
Right.
that's it. And if I get shut out of food next turn, because I'll need fuel, I got to have only 1 hole in the armor. So
Right,
I think it's hunting.
Yep.
So
And that's where I ran into in last game, to where I had more holes than I had fingers to plug them. Right.
Right.
I assume you're going
Yes,
for
please.
the 20 food.
Yes,
20
please.
food and 2 health. Don't forget.
Yeah, which is actually a point because it bumps me.
No. But there you go. You still got points out of it, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So we still got a ton of workers, which feels great. Not gonna lie. I don't need I'm not in a fuel problem.
You got 4 workers, and you need all 4 to get your food.
If I do food, which likely
Scurvy.
because scurvy, right? Which I would lose 2 workers. The only other viable thing, because I don't have a captain, is I could up my sled for future stuff. It just doesn't make sense though. So let's just go ahead. Everybody's coming out.
If you didn't go there, I was going there.
Yeah. So that's going to be, I have the 4 rifles, so that'll be 2 health and 16 food, 16, 26. There. It's just a no-brainer. You can only be greedy to a point.
All right.
And I'm done for the round, so I'll just...
So I don't have to take this action because it's going to come to me automatically.
Yes.
So I could get another Inuk cheaply. It's usually not available this late. And then I would still have a Carpenter action. As a matter of fact, one of them has to be on this side. It's not going to be this. It's not going to be this. The question is, are there any 3 actions I would want to take here? Is wood that important to me? No. So the first thing I'll just do is this.
And the Inuk comes
up on your
with the
track,
Inuit to say, hey, look, it's good dudes. Terrible to dogs, but the rest of it...
Those guys are multiplying on my ship. I'm just not going to look and see what they're doing down there in the hold. And lastly...
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got a dynamite to pick up, which would have been sweet if it had changed that outcome.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it would have.
yeah, well,
But it
I mean, I
doesn't.
could still just send a guy there because those are captains.
You've got too many captains.
Ah.
Yes.
Any officers can use his regular
You're
work.
right. Yeah.
So, but I don't need to. So I think I could spend, well, I could just spend this guy to get a sled, but then this guy would really have nothing to do except get me a wood.
Some fish.
Meh.
Food or wood. Yeah.
Or I could build I've only got 1 wood, so I could build a ship upgrade, and because I'm going to be captaining, I could just pick the event next turn from 2 different choices.
And you'd pick the better one, right?
So
I don't think so.
I think we will do that and build the ship upgrade. Well, if I go, I can't afford this because
Yep.
I don't have 2 wood.
Right.
And the sled.
I mean, you just got rid of the dog. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
But if you pick up a
But
dog,
if you pick up more dogs, it makes sense. But you have to do 2 things to.
Yeah, no, we'll do that, and we'll spend the 1 wood, and we'll take the one that lets me pick the event.
The 2 events. There you go. All right, we're out of workers. So take your peeps back. Don't forget about these.
4.
That was one of the stretch goals that apparently got unlocked. Just hand me all my stuff when y'all are done,
All right.
please. And yep, there we go. And captain.
Now we've got to feed them.
Yeah, feed. 9 from
food.
26 is 17.
8 down to 21.
All right. And cleanup. So no turns, no reindeer. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. All right. Navigation. First player. 3 dynamite, 2 dynamite, 3 dynamite, clockwise. Or first from the existing captain, I
All
should
right,
say.
we are going up here. It's
Okay.
longer.
Break the ice. Destination. Everybody lose 1 and 1. And coast or high seas.
Well, coast is bad for me because I would lose a dynamite.
Right.
Because it would cost you 1 resource, and you apparently don't want to lose the rifle. shotgun or 4-wheel drive.
If I do it,
I enjoy this game about not dying. It really is a game of attrition, which, again, was it the Franklin? I think it's the Franklin expedition that didn't work out real well.
so we will go by high seas.
All right, 1 fuel, coward. That's fine.
So I
Okay,
don't lose any
no
resources.
point and no exploration here on
I still have to lose a
Bathurst.
resource. I'll just toss the wood this time instead of hemming and hawing.
Okay, the next
another
one
dog.
will be coming out there.
No,
So
not.
we have.
No, well, I get picked from 2.
Oh, you do. Which technically. Okay. Well, here we go. So we got 10 and 12 respectively, both of which look great.
Yeah.
10 is temperature drop. Again, all players lose a fuel. If necessary, apply towing rules. If nobody has enough fuel, then you will, or if no one has enough fuel, then you die. And 12 is a storm. Each player throws 1 resource of their choice. Overdog. Overdog. I looked at Martin when I said that. Overboard.
All right, so this time I think it might be good to say we all lose the fuel because this will have already happened, and that only happens in the.
Correct. So this will not trigger until attrition, which is, or during the checking
If we
of fuel.
all lose
So,
a resource, yeah, let's all lose a fuel.
All right, we all lose fuel. I'm cool with that. So that was temperature
fuel?
drop.
All right.
Look, he just shot. Man. Are we having fun yet?
Okay.
Okay, so that was navigation. No exploration token goes out. Now hunting. A single walrus for 4 food and 2 health. All of a sudden, I feel really glad I hunted last round.
So lonely.
And right, he's just.
Call the herd.
Oh my! Okay, and then we have what do we got? We're on Bathurst, so it's going to be 2 species: cereal and Wolverine. Okay.
All right, so I think I will be.
Round 6.
Happy to continue.
Have a good night, Alyssa. We'll see you soon, I hope. Tow your boat gently down the stream. Oh, the peanut gallery's bringing it
For
tonight.
fuel.
Much ado about hypothermia and starvation.
Yeah, let's go for fuel.
If you want a nice, relaxing game, this ain't gonna be it. But
2 fuel
this is great.
and a dog.
Sacrificial dog.
He swam back to the ship.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Me, morale.
There's always the one spot left for fuel. I will.
Yes. And I should take it. But I need all the other things too. And it's just going to be a problem next turn. So maybe I just get towed.
Everybody must get towed.
Yeah, so whatever. Tow me. I'm not afraid.
It's not going to be me towing. It's going to be Edward.
So I'll get the good cheer instead. So we
Okay.
can. Everybody's just going to be drunk in my boat. You guys steer it. So that's 3 points because I have a small dog sled and 2 morale.
All right. I don't desperately need fuel, but it's my last wood, right? But we're gonna do it. So there's the wood. And we'll take a couple of ships company there, and that's gonna be 2 fuel Dynamite! Here we go.
Okay, so back to me.
Was that the right? I don't know. We'll see.
It's good to have gas.
Yeah.
You're not going to regret it. No. Plus, you need fuel to restock your wood.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you
Right.
can-
No. Lessons learned.
Oh, I don't want to get towed.
It's so good. I'm having so much fun with this. What you thinking, Martin?
I'm thinking about going hunting. I'm thinking about.
I mean, it's less
the
about the
worker.
food and it's more about the health, right? When it's a single worker for 2 health, that's a hell of a good trade-off.
Agreed.
I'm also thinking I can just get a sled and then maybe go here for morale. But let's first do the food.
Okay, so 4 food and 2 health. I'm sorry. Which one were you hunting, the
17.
left or the right?
2 health.
Yep. And you got your 4 food, right?
Yes.
Okay. What you do about nothing.
So I talked about it last turn, and I think I'm going to do it this turn, which is I'm going to discover a species to get the points that I'm going to lose to the towing.
That makes sense. So it sounds
Let's
like,
pad the score. Puffin, please.
yep. Or it's 19th century P. Diddy. 5 points.
Got it. I got it.
Oh, okay. I want the fuel in the dog, but I can't, obviously.
You got to get your 4th.
That is the other option, right? That is the obvious thing that comes in. I also would like some wood because I would like to be able to throw out some houses.
And the more people you put, the more efficient.
Yeah. So, you know what? I need the 4th one. Let's go ahead and do it. Not waste any time. And that is that. So, done. It's only 5 points, but it's more mouths to feed, but I feel okay. That was funny, Rocky. What you do about nothing to eat.
Should I go for.
This is so tight. Like it constantly, even when you feel good, it's momentarily, right? It's
Yeah, I haven't felt good in several turns.
I think I will take the.
no, it
The
still
sled.
goes out here. It still goes there.
Wood
Yeah.
for sled.
Yes. It's just that the end. So spend a wood. Oh, you don't have the wood.
Oh,
What you going to build that sled out of?
so wood was one of the things I was considering anyway. So maybe if I go for. Let me see. If I go for wood. And then I go for the sled. I only need to send 1 guy for the wood.
Now, Alex is saying the permafrost in expansion
The
gives
wood.
you the chance to flee through central
The sled.
Canada, but then the investors want someone to blame for their failed mission. So that's an interesting idea.
So this would be the wood. The sled
Yeah.
may not be around for me, but that's okay. So the wood, the sled, and I- 2, 3, 4.
Joy is definitely fleeting. In
The
this.
wood, the sled.
It hasn't changed.
The
It's
sled.
still wooden sled.
Sure. But neither of you guys, you've both used your captain,
Yep.
so both of those spaces will be available for me. So let's just, yeah, what the heck?
How is your ship so healthy? This is ridiculous.
Let's spend
I mean, wrong? Are people watching you? Like,
a fuel.
it's not possible.
Let's spend a fuel to grab a wood.
Oh, wow, so one fuel for one
Yep.
wood. That's so gross.
I'm offended by that.
Seriously, so am I.
I don't. All right. I don't know to have a lot of good options.
I have all
I need the fuel.
crap options.
Can't take the captainship because I have no captain. Let's just stick with a thing and make it work, right?
Go with it. Lean into it.
So more points to lose to the towing. So I'll put a house out for my 2 wood,
Okay.
and I will put 5. I guess it needs to be 6.
Well, I mean, it could be 5, but it seems
It's a friendly round.
Right, yeah.
So for 8 points,
Yes.
59 to 67.
Arts and crafts over here. Hold on. Only because they're white on white on the camera. There we go. Has a little hole in the door so you can see who's knocking.
Nice.
Because there's so many. Okay, well, there went that idea. Okay. Well, how successful am I going to be at that? I think I can.
The little engine that could.
Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do without thinking too long on this, actually, let's slide it up. Oh, I don't have the wood. Damn it. Never mind.
Go get wood.
Go get wood.
Yeah, but then I'm one behind Martin. So I'm not going to be able to get the sled. That's frustrating.
I
You
did.
don't need the
When I
sled.
looked at it, I realized the only person who could have stopped me from doing that was James. And now, no one's got wood.
Yeah, I'm not playing the sled game.
All right, so the left column is completely dead to me. The right column
for
is
my
completely dead to me.
Wood.
Oh, that's where I'm leaning. I mean, I can't even take a ship upgrade because I'm pretty sure everything on a ship at this time is wood. So, yo, dog. 1 fuel, 4 wood. 1 more wood, please.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you. That's me. My round's over.
All right. So I think well, that's interesting. If I go hunting again, then all James can do with his Inuits is pull 2 fish.
That's not how you decide what to do. What puts James in the worst position? That shouldn't be the first thing you think
Well,
about.
right now you're in first place.
I'm gonna
I mean,
get
it's up there,
towed.
but-
I'm gonna get towed.
By the way, I didn't mention, I think it's important to mention that the folks at Two Tomatoes also, and Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if I get the exact details wrong, but I thought that they got together with 2 Inuit elders. They hired them for cultural help with this to make sure that everything is on the is true to form, so to speak. So, that's how it should be, and so well done on that. And also, I know they played a big part in the expansion as well, too. So that's cool. Now, Alex says the expansion also has tin can tokens. They only take up 1 slot on your sled for when you leave on foot, but a lot of the bodies were found dead with lead poisoning.
Glory to Rome.
What'd you do?
I went hunting.
That was like the only spot I could take.
Oh, that's nasty.
So-
So 4 food.
4 food to 20.
And 2 health.
Health, which is just 2 points.
Come on. Come on.
You're gonna get 2 food still.
I could have 5 food.
Could
At a
have.
point.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay. All right. I see how it's going to be on this
Yeah.
expedition. I mean, I knew, but now I know.
No.
I mean, I could do this if I had wood, but I don't. And so,
Edward can do that now since I left.
literally, it's
Fish on.
2 food. Fan-freaking-tastic.
And you had 2 in you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm done. It's all you, Martin.
Oh, okay. So I could do that to still build my sled, that to take the captaincy, and
Well, there's still 2 options, but either way, the 4th one's coming out. It's either going there or there. Huh.
I don't need extra flintlocks, and there's not much I can do with green. So it's probably
Cultural consultant.
sled.
That's the word I couldn't think of. Thank you.
Do I let Edward be captain? Is the question.
Alex says there were 2 Tomatoes is working with the Inuit Heritage Trust and the Museum of Canada, along with a couple of historians, plus paying 2 elders for continued development. I mean, it's doing it right? I mean, that's awesome. So
I'm assuming 5 is the max in which you are allowed to have.
you know, Alex, there's an edge case we hadn't encountered. Can you have more than 5?
No. It's printed. No.
I assume
No.
it's 5.
No.
So do I want
Because there is not a little ... but prototype, so.
Fair?
All right. A sled is actually not that important to me, so I'm going to go here to take the captaincy and here to take...
Is that 5 points?
So actually, let me think about this. This here for me
because
would
the
be
sled is-
3.
Oh, right, yeah.
If I do this and let you have the captaincy, I'll get 2 extra... Sorry.
Yes.
If I do that, I'll get 2 extra points, and I'll
And future points.
I'll get 1 extra point.
future points, though.
So no, let's take the captaincy and the 2 morale. So the 2 morale,
I tried.
the captaincy, and 3 points.
All right. Okay, so take your peeps back. Don't forget about your fishermen. Sorry. that was
I'm
a needle.
taking the hunters instead. I've upgraded my meeples.
Oh, that's awesome.
Red, green, yellow, and 4.
I need my red and a carpenter. That and that.
18.
And that'll be 10 food for yours truly. Down to 7.
I am at
Yeah,
8
10
down
food.
to 10.
That was 11.
Did you pay your food, Martin?
Yes.
All right.
1 down to 11.
So cleanup done. Here we go. Navigation. So we got our captain. Where are we going? You got
That's
2
not-
options. We're going all the way up north.
Well, I gotta
or-
see which is gonna be worse for us.
That is.
It looks like
that's 3, maybe 4
1,
steps.
2, 3, 1, 2. So,
Or 1, 2, 3.
but this is a
Or
guarantee.
1, 2,
So we're going
3.
here.
You could just. That is the here. FYI. This side, whoever has the captaincy at the end is 6 points. I'm just throwing this
Oh,
out
it is
as
the
an
other side of the
option.
board.
Right, there is,
No.
and that's 8 points there. Not trying to sell you one way or the other, just giving options.
No, we're going up here on the other side.
Other side, okay. And go ahead and move it. Where are we going? So, all right, and by hook or by crook? How are we going?
So it's going to cost me a resource no matter what. So let's all go. Yeah, let's go by coastal.
Okay, so 2 fuel. 2.
And everyone, don't forget attrition.
And everybody-
Can somebody help? I need a little help.
All right,
Anybody got a toe?
a little toe action. All right,
Attrition 2, James.
those drop.
Yes.
All right, so
So
if your fuel level if your fuel is reduced below 0, discard one of your resources if you can. So both of you lose something by default.
oh well, yeah, we're gonna lose one anyway.
Right. So that looked like a dynamite from James.
Yep.
And a. Do I want to lose a wood, or do I want to lose a rifle? I want to lose a. I want to lose a dog.
Back overboard.
Right. So now,
Poor dog.
James,
He'll swim
Yes.
back.
your toe level goes down 1. Okay.
I lose 5.
Then you lose 5.
Yep.
Okay. Then, let's see. If they have enough fuel to do so, the expedition leader must reduce their fuel level by the number of spaces equal to the amount. So 1, 2. Done. If they have enough fuel, they increase their tow level by 1. So in other words, if the expedition leader was here, they would actually go back up, but it did not. So if they didn't, then they would increase. They would go
This is
down.
awful.
But yeah.
This is awful.
So you gain the 5 points.
I gained it. Yep.
Okay, but now you're both out of fuel. Mm-hmm. I have 4 fuel. Just saying. Okay, so right, so that was navigation.
Let's have a friendly round. How about this round be friendly?
Oh, you're gonna be pissed off when you see my first move.
I know where it's going. I just don't do it. Just don't do it.
And just to put the screws to everybody, event number 30. Oh,
Do
you get to
respond
choose.
to begging? Please.
Sometimes I might, but
Please don't.
I need fuel just as much as you do.
Yes, and you can get fuel.
Yes, but there's a spot that I can go to get fuel that
Yes. Yes.
that means that you can't get fuel.
So,
Yes.
And why wouldn't I want to take 5 points away from the runaway leader? Yeah.
so
Yeah.
event 30 is bad food. All players lose a health,
Yeah.
and scurvy and death may come into play.
Oh, that's
If so.
awesome. That affects both of you guys, so I'm going to choose that one. Yeah.
The other one
Yes.
Top.
is Inuit Festival.
Yeah.
You're offered 5 food and increase your health and morale by 1 each. Are you sure?
Oh.
I mean, morale and health.
But that's
and
an
food.
action space. No, I don't want that one. Let's everyone lose 1
You are a
health.
terrible, terrible human being.
So
Glory to Rome, Martin. So we all lose that. You as well.
I already lost
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
You and I both lose a point. White and orange go down a point. We both lose 2 workers. Your choice of who they are, probably captain or a ship crew.
Yep.
And a glory to Rome to you from me. We're at 4 for those scoring at home.
Okay.
Well, that was fun.
So everyone has 2 less workers except me. That means this is a good round. And
I don't think good means what you think it means. Now we need to bring out species and hunting. Hunting.
Only 1 species.
oh, we put an exploration marker here.
Up on the island.
Okay. Yep. So that is P. Patrick has been explored. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have a single walrus, 4 food and 2 health, and 4 walrus, 16 food and 2 health, and 1 species.
All right, one thing's going my way.
That's a Schaden turn.
That's
All right.
That's it, but I'll take it.
So people really need fuel this turn.
Well, y'all do. More than I don't need it.
Yeah.
I would like it.
But let's go to this spot here, since someone doesn't have the wood to go to that spot there.
You are a cruel, cruel man.
right,
And
and-
2 others.
Yep, and let's see, those 2 others are probably going to be these gentlemen here. So that's a dog. Since I keep throwing them over ship, I need more of them because they're like fuel to me.
Swam back again.
Yeah. Oh, that is
Boomerang.
Yeah.
But on the
Fetch.
plus side, when we move, yeah.
That's your boomerang.
Okay.
Martin. Oh, I'm sorry, James.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I'm gonna club a seal, a walrus.
A baby walrus. That's
So I will take
Whose mother is
Very
already
Canadian.
2 health,
terrible.
4 fuel,
food.
and get
Yeah.
that sucker out of there.
Okay. Would it be, I know that what I'm about to say is terrible. Would it be terrible if somebody died?
Yes.
This is the one thing I really enjoyed. One of the things I really enjoyed about this game when we played it is it does feel dark. It does feel oppressive.
You have
It
to
does
make the
feel
hard choices.
Like
Yeah.
you're struggling against the dying of the light, right?
Yeah. Right.
I need food and
Sacrifice
health,
one.
so I'm just not going to mess around.
You can always buy the upgrade to not die. So just keep that in mind. You've got plenty of wood.
That is an option. Alas, we are not. You know what? My Inuit are all going to go party.
Nice.
It's a club and walrus party. I have 4 rifles, so that's going to be 16 food. 16 and 7 is 23, and 2 health. Done. And ain't no party like a walrus party, and walrus party is good. Do I hear the cries of mutiny? Right. Would it be terrible if someone died? Edward 2022. Yeah, that's not out of context. Let's not do that.
All right. Someone didn't get wood last turn, so I think I
Did you
go.
kick him out?
Well, the ship upgrade is interesting. But I think I need to do. Because if I let you guys do it, you'd go by high seas instead of coast.
Not only that, but maybe I'd get some fuel. Yeah, you know. That.
There's a board for that.
Just scribble out it. Okay. Well, that was a excellent, devious, soul-crushing maneuver. Thank you for that.
Well, for what it's worth, I was going there if it was available.
It wasn't going to be.
just throwing it out there.
It wasn't going to be.
Ah.
Oh, no. I mean, that's my fault. I got greedy with the walrus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised you guys went for the food
Yeah,
first.
you taught me. That's fair. That's fair. It's my own fault. Now what is there to do?
Rocky says, the game hates you. Would it be terrible if someone died? I'm telling you, lots of promo quotes to put up in the box, right? James says, based off the laughter and banter, I think this is perfect for my group. Thanks, Edward. Oh no, it's yeah, this is great. Yeah.
James is still running away with the score. I'm not sure.
Andrew says, I just joined and I'm greeted with, you can always buy the upgrade to not die, which sounds like solid strategic advice to me on the face of it. Yeah. Exactly. Alex is like, oh, that's brilliant. Got greedy with the walrus and paid the price.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
Mistakes were made.
That was bad. All right, so then I'll just, I'll just take 3 points and some good cheer. Boy, do I need it.
64.
This has been the worst round.
We're just saying something.
Yes. It's getting worse. And we could have had a fast track to the exit. But no! Take a scenic tour!
Well, I was gonna go explore or go, but really, go with your gut.
You get points for having lots of the same species, right? That's an option.
I mean, it's 10 points.
Wow.
I mean, it's 10 points.
Wow. That's
I think it'd be dumb to overlook the 10 points.
agreed.
And to morale. Let's not sleep on the morale. All right, I talked myself into it. The other thing was here to be really kind of put the screws to everybody on fuel a bit, but it's 10 points. So I know I'm going to go those up there.
Up here?
Yeah.
There's one more worker.
I know, and now it's a debate here.
Fuel the ship with good cheer. Only that was an option.
I don't
row! Rum rations for all!
I think the carpenter is going to go up there as well. So that's going to be 2 morale, so that's cool. I mean, we're not terrible.
10
and
points?
then 10 points, because be good to your dogs, people. Be good to your dogs.
So,
That's impressive.
all right, you've got just one green worker. You still don't have wood. So, I can...
Yo, ho, and up she rises, yo. Ho, and up she rises, yo.
Neither of you guys have your captain.
Well, no, he just went out exploring for 10 points. He
So
found 10
this
points
will still
while he
be
was out
available
there.
for me to get a dynamite later in the turn, so I don't have to worry about
Really
that.
played this round poorly. I'm impressed with how
How?
badly I've done.
How's that walrus tasting?
It's really bitter.
I was gonna say, it's like crow, but different. It's
This is the
On the,
James is never coming back, just so you
on the
know.
plus side,
worst move.
next turn, when I go first and then get fuel, you're still not getting fuel because you don't have any wood.
Yet.
And you can't get wood because you don't have fuel. It's like a...
Don't. That's just mean. Don't
so
be mean.
I'm not...
That's where I ended up last game. That's exactly where I ended up last game.
Yeah. So I do probably want to get that. Well, Edward can't get that. He's just got one guy left. So that guy's just going to get either a fish or a rifle. So I don't have to worry too much about Edward because he's probably not going to block me no matter what I do. Oh, you could. So let me
Just
see.
focus on the 20 points you're going to get for most species at the end.
10? Am I really gonna lose 10 points? Like 5 was bad. Like 10 is I mean, this is legit bad. This is bad.
I'd almost
I have to.
rather no one get the fuel. As a matter of fact, I'd rather we run out of fuel. So instead of getting fuel myself so that there's more to spend next turn, I can just spend a fuel to get wood. And then on next turn, I can spend another fuel to get wood. And then when we go by coast, Edward will have to tow all of us and send spec 6 fuel and we'll all die. So I think that sounds like a plan.
But
What?
the tower gets the points.
Yeah, but we're all going to die.
But
We're all going to die. I think,
it's a traitor
Yeah.
mechanic, I'm telling you.
I think I do that to purposely spend a
I'll actually feel better if we
fuel.
all die.
Shouldn't have got out to so big of a lead, and then you would be alive,
I
right?
should not have clubbed the walrus.
Yeah. All right, so I think I do that and spend the fuel to get 3 wood, maybe. Let me see, do I want more wood than that? I'm gonna want 1 dynamite, and I'm gonna want, yeah, so let's just take 3 wood. We'll do that for 3 wood. One, 2, 3. You guys let the wrong person be the expedition leader for too long. All right,
Death by
Captain
by
Bly.
Captain Suicide. Like,
I think the only thing I can do
no one, Jason.
is turn my gun into wood.
Yeah.
My rifle.
Yes.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
I don't.
I
think it is
don't
either.
think it is
But
either.
I
There's
gotta
nothing
leave
I can do
myself
about
some
it either.
options.
If you had gone here,
The Arctic wins.
you would have
That's
been
right.
fine.
Yes. Nature, Jason. Nature.
Gaia.
A food. I could still go there, because I've got the wood now. If I go there, I would get 2 fuel. I'd go back up to 2, and Edward would be at 4. Like, if I went there, then we'd have 6 fuel between the 2 of us.
Math checks out.
When we
4 plus 2.
When we spend 6 next turn, we'd all be at 0. We'd be able to get 4 fuel, and whoever was captain, it clearly wouldn't be me, because one of you guys would immediately go here, you'd go by sea, and we'd survive. So if either one of you, if you had gone here, you would have guaranteed we lived.
My bad. I didn't expect to have a suicidal expedition leader. Through ice and snow, and also dogs.
So I think what I do is I go here to have an extra Inuit who will probably be happy to see us all join their camp, or
Right.
eat our bodies,
We're all
or
very
whatever. And then with this guy,
I got some.
Oh,
options.
sorry.
I mean, I can go fishing. Over
Okay,
Here.
yeah.
Go up to 5 on your Inuit.
You could always discover a turn.
I mean, it seems dumb, but it would ensure. I mean, it doesn't give me 5 points, but it locks up the 20.
Right? Yep. If in case he changes his mind.
Right. It's that, or it's 2 food, which really isn't going to matter. Or get a rifle. I don't need a rifle. Yeah. Whatever. Turn. I sung their praises. I want my own turn.
So to be clear, not 5 points because somebody has discovered it. And by the way, if somebody starves to the point to where they end up eating whatever animal it is, it's already been discovered. So you still wouldn't get the 5 points even if that had gone away. So just FYI.
Is there an option to proactively eat?
No,
Or
it's only a
species
must. It's
for the health.
no, it's only the must. It's
you're
only a
starving.
must, yeah, for food.
all right, so I'm gonna go here to keep Edward's fishing freezing guy company. So we'll be frozen popsicles together on the
There we go.
iceberg.
All right, so take your peeps back.
All right, red, yellow, green,
The death march.
red, yellow, green.
Dun, dun, dun,
5
dun,
Inuits.
dun, 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 dun.
I just want to say I was the favorite of the Inuits. They liked the way I was dealing with the Europeans.
Is that how that went? Really? That's how that went. I need my peeps.
Okay, so
Dan,
I
they
think
come back.
we're going here.
A moment. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, we got to feed him. I've got 11 to feed, so I've got 1 food left.
8.
4, 7, 10 to 14.
Down to 6.
All right.
My guys won't starve though because they'll freeze first.
The small blessings.
What?
All right. So we're going there.
Yep. We're going by coast.
So we both lose or we all lose one here.
I got scurvy.
Wait, so attrition. I didn't attrition.
Right. Okay. So now navigation. So we're going by coast.
Yep.
So to be clear, that's 2 of these, but we're not going to actually ever get to see them because
I get to pick it. Oh.
two fuel, 0 and 0.
I need
Yep.
some help.
So-
So we need to toss for what it's worth.
Yeah, you both.
You do too.
Yeah, I do as well. So I would lose a wood.
Oh,
there we go.
No, I would lose a dog.
I mean, might as well keep it consistent. And then I would need to tow them both. 2 fuel for one of them. And here, I'm going to take the 10 points there. 10 to 10. And then I can't tow the expedition leader.
Yep.
He's going to lose 5. And then we all die.
Wow.
So
That is a sad.
I was really curious.
So and to be clear,
Only one stop from the end too.
You sure? It's not too. Yeah, it was one step from the end. You're right.
likely one step. Could have gone one more.
And we chose the longest path. Like I
Yeah,
tried to encourage Edward to take a longer path because he had more fuel than us at that point. But he, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would have been 9 or 10 spots. Now, even though somebody killed our expedition, let's go ahead and go through how final scoring would have worked.
And Jason, I left those houses with food. The second expedition's going to do a lot better.
So we're not. Somebody would have gotten the 6
you wanna
points.
explain those?
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and explain these since we didn't get there. So here we go. This one is for every exploration marker that's on the board, you're going to get 1 point. So that right now would be a nickel for somebody to go there. For every ship upgrade that you have, 3 points each. And that is just the straight up 7 points. And the last available action, which is, which ironically, let me get the name of it. Let me get that right. It is.
Actually had
Trying to find
this
Oh. There it is.
2/3 done.
Packs of Silence. The Packs of Silence are a point per wood, a point per rifle, a point per dynamite.
It's hard to believe anyone's going to have a lot of those at the end of this voyage.
But play better than
might
what
have
we
some
did.
rifles.
So that could happen. All right, so final scoring. Let me get back to it. I want to make sure I get it all right. I was unprepared, but it would have been 6 points for whoever was the expedition leader at the end of the game, meaning somebody actually went to that spot up there probably. Most Arctic species discovered, so we're looking at 4 to 1 to 0. That should have been a dead giveaway that he was suicidal, that like part of the, so it would have been 20,
Doing no
10.
science.
So I would point out that in order for me not to be so far behind, you would have had to go there less to stop me, and then which case, then I would have had those actions available and I would have had more points. Like the more you go for those earlier and don't give yourself a buffer,
Yep.
the more you leave yourself open to that particular scenario. The other point I'd make is I was a little bit curious if one player could drive the expedition into failure. And the answer I came up with was no. I couldn't have done that all by myself without a little
we helped him.
without a little bit of help from you guys.
Yeah.
So if you have like if you were thinking about this game for your group and you had one player who's like always just going to try and destroy, he cannot sabotage it all by himself. He does.
You just got to keep an eye out for it.
You just
so
gotta keep
that in
an eye
mind.
out for it.
Let me finish the scoring stuff. Most cabins, so 3 for white, 1 for orange, 15 and 7 respectively. And then depending on where you end up here, you're getting points. And finally, I think I had exactly none of those, but I would have gotten the 5 points for that.
I
And
got one.
And you told me to do this. You said, "Don't worry about winning, just have fun," and I did both of those. I had fun and I didn't worry about winning. And having fun is the most important aspect of the board game.
So there you go. I feel like Teddy KGB towards the end of Rounders. I feel so unsatisfied. But there you go. That is Through Ice and Snow. Well done, Martin.
Well,
All right. So, hey,
draw.
glad y'all had fun. It's good to see that chat was lively tonight and y'all had fun with it. We did as well. So thanks to Alex and everybody over at Two Tomatoes for sponsoring the stream, as well as giving us the prototype, sending us this. If y'all enjoyed it, consider supporting the show. Either thumb, subscribe, or support us over on Patreon, patreon.com/HTHQ. Don't forget the Kickstarter went live today. It's going like gangbusters, and y'all can see why for sure. Check it out, link down below. Franny, you can go ahead and send that. Alex says, someone was asking for a co-op survival mode to be added. I think you just played it. So that's awesome. So, hey, thanks everybody for watching. Really enjoyed it. Thanks to these guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Gaming with Martin. Yeah, we'll be back later on this week with something to be determined. It's people availability. So I'm Edward.
Martin.
James.
Martin the Suicidal or Homicidal. Whatever. The Freezing. Martin the Freezing. I guess.
You guys had fun, right?
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
there was a lot of laughing and
Oh, yeah,
frustration, and
Which-
I don't think it was at the expense of others. There was, well,
Did you see the
sorry,
look?
James. In all fairness, James crushed it the last game we played. He blew
really
us
did.
away.
I crushed
Yeah.
it this game too,
And
but
up until someone...
with a little asterisk.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, y'all have a good night. Thanks, everybody. Is it me or is it just really cool? I thought summer was coming. No.
41
winter.
yeah.
Winter is coming. Thanks, Martin. Thanks.
No, that was good. As you said, I absolutely blundered at least twice and probably more than that.
And there's the
Like,
difference. And I think that's
So yeah,
that's a good thing about the game. I think. Right?
yeah. You can have the player trying to blow it, but if the rest of the table counters you, then you
Then we could thwart it, and then
You could thwart it.
You couldn't have won.
I couldn't have.
Yeah.
You couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It was absolutely. If the two of you just discussed your move and said Martin's trying to stop us, let's stop him.
I
you
didn't
would've-
realize it until it was too late.
That's
Famous
how it
last
goes.
words.
Yeah. Yeah. At least you didn't kill a walrus. So.
On the plus side, in order to
Did
stop
I kill
me,
dogs?
you would have had to take some more of the less pointy actions earlier, and then I would have got some more.
Had
yeah.
I seen it coming?
No, but what I mean is then I would have had less incentive because you would
Sure.
have had less points and I would have had more, right?